You know what's so crazy, bro? I ain't gonna lie. Like for a minute,
Remember
I wasn't
when Cardi
talking.
was a blood, like
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
regular like us.
But I ain't gonna lie. For a minute, it was like you had that Cardi, and then it was like when he transitioned to the new Cardi,
The A$AP
I didn't
Cardi.
talk to him for a minute. You know, then I pulled up on him, and they be like, "Bruh, still a regular ass." Like you pull up on him, he still talk about the regular shit. But when you get on that stage, you damn near demonic.
But I feel like it's like when he's at home. I feel like it's when he's walking on. Like I think Cardi's like fully in the goth.
He's not
persona. But what personality wise? You
no
saying anything
personality,
like that?
dressing,
It's a costume.
how he move. It's literally a costume.
But the thing is that I don't know that he knows that the goth community doesn't really like drink lean or pop pills or like or carry Dracos. I think he's pioneering that version of gothness.
What about the goth boys? They do all that.
No, because all right, once
Anytime black people come into something, we just turn it up.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
Add your
That's
own
what you
little
were about to
flavor
say,
to the
yeah.
goth world. No, but all right, there was this girl that at one point, like, she had a close friends, and she was at Cardi's house, and this was a couple years ago, and I didn't even know her. It was like somebody I was hanging out with kept just showing me, like, look at this on her close friends at Cardi's house. She kept showing me, and it was like a lot of firepower. Like more than I ever seen at anybody's spot in my entire life.
He was in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, bro.
I didn't even know anyone had that many.
We on?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Atlanta, bro, everybody has
You
fire.
want to go to my new shoe store out there? I just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a shoe store. Atlanta is like Atlanta for sure is the shoe store of America.
Right. Was that a hard decision to get the slogan across your chest?
No,
I like it.
I love it. I'm trying to go
bitch
back,
out
but
there,
I got the
slogan.
Draco and the Nipsey tat. So I'm like, I got to see where it sets on there. And if I have to cover it up, I'm going to have to put them somewhere else. Or maybe I'll put them inside the back outline.
I should get, that's off a lot of cough syrup, but like laser removal for all the other tattoos. So it's like an anti-tattoo.
Like, are you raced?
Wouldn't that look insane? Or almost
How would they do
no
it?
jumper across my titties.
Oh, that'd be dope.
No, you just got to get the big ass hoop.
They just block it off.
Like the big hoop with the hoop right here with the backboard right on your chest.
Or what if I just get my back turned into just 22 with Grand Mason on top of it?
If you get a fucking hoop on your stomach, it's gonna be like shoot here.
My stomach,
That's
fat
gonna
fucking
be so
stomach. I got
gay.
look at that. Ugh.
Oh yeah,
I got no room left.
everybody will feel that up.
But my whole back is open.
Why is there so much skin down there?
I don't know, just
Like, don't
burgers.
supposed
Hey, I will sell my back real estate to the highest bidder on here.
Here,
Back shot? No.
Yeah?
I get some Adam ass.
What would you put on my back if you could? Pause.
About 7 inches.
If you could choose my back tattoo.
If I could choose your back tattoo, I would
Rolling
definitely go
60s.
Steve-O. I would go Adam on the back of your back.
Oh, yeah, just a big portion of
Yeah,
myself.
because you're white.
You guys want to get the AC going here? Is that why you took your shirt off?
No, I want to show off my
Nah,
tattoo.
you try to show off his tat.
When did you get
And I want to be like a month later when they see me again, like, damn, bro, look at that old video.
you been on it?
On it tough.
Adam, how gay is a hoop on your stomach?
It sounds
It's
extra
like
gay.
shoot here.
Yeah. Well, it sounds extra gay because we used to call girls their hoop.
Yeah, the hoop.
Like, damn, she got a nice hoop. You see her hoop? She got a solid hoop.
Yeah, because you know when you go to jail, that's what you call hooping.
Oh, yeah.
You hoop the
Get rid of
when you
them?
hoop the drugs.
Yeah.
When you put them up all the way up your ass.
Bro, you over whooping, bro.
I couldn't believe
I'm
that.
just telling you, it's hooping.
I couldn't believe
it's
Jay Diggs.
keistering and hooping.
Jay Diggs was talking about putting condoms full of weed, like swallowing them and then shitting out the weed, and then selling the poop weed around the prison.
Yeah, everything that you got in there got on it. Where do you think it come from?
I just didn't think like weed was valuable enough or needed enough that you'd be willing. Like heroin, I understand. You swallow the heroin because you need this to live. To me, when I don't have weed, it's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's whatever, but it's definitely not like, oh, I'm down to like swallow balloons full of weed and poop them out and then smoke my poop weed.
If you were in jail, you're not looking at the financial gains. If you were in jail and your girl can give you an ounce of weed and 3 different condoms and you swallow them both, shit them back out, that ounce of weed turns into like $5,000.
Is the weed already grinded up enough? Because I'm kind of picturing like the stems and sticks.
Nah,
and
you gotta hit it in the grinder, or yeah, sometimes it's nugget it up. It depends.
I love those kind of stories because to me, Jay Diggs seems like a gangster. Doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's gonna be hooping. But when it comes down to it in prison,
That's not hooping. A swallow. See, he done hoops too though. See, be trying to go away from that. That's why I keep it real. You'd have used that. That's the only safe we got in the jail.
What's the craziest thing you ever kept in there?
Some heroin.
Heroin?
Yeah.
Which is a balloon full of it, or was it just raw? Were
Like
you
a
like feeling
finger.
it seep into your
Like
body
a-
through
like
your
a finger. No, it can't go seep through your body. You put like 5 different gloves on there.
You was with that dog in there?
I was selling that dog food.
You never tried it?
150. Hell yeah, I tell you that all the
Oh
time.
yeah. But you didn't shoot it up.
Never shot it up.
See, that's why we got to get you on.
We used to call them calitos.
What's
Ain't
that
that
mean?
what you call a calito? Yeah, when you go down your nose with the water.
You snort it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you put it in
So-
your nose and then you dump water to allow it to go into your.
this is what you do.
Just snort it.
No, this is what you do. It's not. I didn't f- with China White.
You could be like
I don't f- with
Pulp
China White.
Fiction when
That's
the girl
fit-
dies from snorting
China
heroin.
White has fentanyl in it for sure. Like the powdery heroin, the tar, black tar.
Yeah.
Heroin. That's what you do. You take it, you get you a spoon, put your little sack on the spoon, get a tissue and wet it, and then you dab the water on top of it so it can dilute it just a little bit. You can't get it too watery. Then you stir it up just a little bit. Then you lean off the back of your bed like this and just drop that bitch down. By the time you come up, you like, yeah.
I would have been next to him like, let me hit that shit.
You want to think so? Come on, bro. That nigga, I turned the whole jail out. Once they seen Fly pimping ass shit, was doing that shit, nigga, I had niggas at my door. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, you getting high too? Like, no dope before the cash
Squabble
app,
up.
nigga. You
Squabble
niggas,
up.
no squabbling off the heroin. Listen,
Yeah,
and when
that's
I
not
used to
fair.
be high and the ops come in, you sit your on that bunk till the morning. We gonna get out in the morning because I'm sick, so I'm loaded right now. Or if you turned up like that and you want to fight me while I'm loaded, come to the back. I got something for you.
But I feel like
Bet you run to the door.
If you're- if
he's
you-
stabbing me.
if you're doing large amounts of heroin behind bars, I feel like there's a good chance that somebody's going to take advantage of your newfound weakened state, and they're going to take your drugs. Never mind, hit you with the Glock Dookie while you all up,
'cause heroin-
nodding off in bed.
Well,
you know?
where can they take the drugs from though?
I'm just
Yeah.
wait,
But they gonna
you do
dig
your
in
whole
my
supply
ass?
at once.
They gonna dig in my ass?
So you take it out, put some on the spoon or whatever, then you
Yeah.
put the rest of it up in your ass.
I cheek it like right up under my nuts, not in my ass. I cheek it like right up under my nuts for a second. I had Ethicas in there, so I wasn't tripping, right? And then like if the people come in, I always had this like A&D ointment or Vaseline up there. I dip the tip of that motherfucker if they run it in and
Thank you for being so open and honest about your asshole.
yeah, nigga.
Because a lot of people would not do the same in
Man,
this
I'm
position.
a real man. Listen, I'm a real nigga. Any nigga talk about listen. I bet you, nigga, on 6-0, I paid all my kids' Christmases bills and all that shit. Nigga, bought my bitch a car and all that shit off of jail, nigga. Everywhere, wherever I'm at, I'm gonna trap. I don't give a fuck. If that's what it is, that's the only safe. You won't catch me putting shit up on it unless I'm But then when I was on parole, I used to go to the parole officer with like an ounce on me, a black, like nigga tied up, ready to go. If he say anything,
What?
if he say that he taking me back in,
You
to the
zip
jail,
it up into your butt?
Do you know how much you can get off an ounce of heroin in jail?
No, I don't.
It turns into like 28 to 36,000,
Wow.
and you buy it for 900, 800.
We always start talking about drugs on here.
Yeah,
I like it though. It's like the one thing that we have in common.
yeah.
Girls, baby mamas, kids.
And I'm open with it because I don't want people to do that shit. But it's like I didn't do any drugs in jail for like a year and a half, bro. When they got to talk about 13, remember they was talking crazy about
I've
me.
been there
They
like, I'm
talking
about
about 2013, man. Where is that shit y'all been getting out? It happened with Suboxone strips first. Somebody came through with some Suboxone strips. I'm like, what the fuck is a Suboxone strip? They like, this shit gonna get you high like a perk. That's all they had to say.
And did it?
Yeah, because they shut my window down. Remember, I had Perks and Zans coming through that window. Somebody snitched. So while I was digging another hole in the window, I ended up busting the whole floor out in the bungalow. Nigga, I had got another stash spot to where I could go back to Perks, but
It really sounds. It sounds like you're having a little too much fun in there. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I was. I ain't gonna lie. That's why C-Mac talks about it like that. Any dorm that I was in, we was lit.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because do you know who the streamer Neon is?
Not hip to him.
He's the little dork ass nerd guy that has been kind of on stream with Aiden Ross and stuff. And he was doing a stream with Crib Mac, and I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be able to find this, but he called him the no word. See, I'm not gonna watch this whole thing, but there's a 20-minute video, and at one point in this video,
The N-word?
no,
Stop with that gay shit.
the C word, the 4-letter C word that a lot of people from that side of the tracks don't like to hear. But Neon was calling Crip Mac at it, so you kind of got to like finally see how he would react if somebody called him the ultimate word that you're not supposed to call somebody.
Bro, you got the other two words put together is kind of disrespectful for him.
What?
The shit you order at McDonald's.
The five.
Oh yeah. But that's a little bit more,
It's
like
a lot of-
I'm sure Neon probably doesn't know about that.
Yeah.
But it's just like the biggest nerd kid ever, and he's just fully like saying that shit to Crip Mac, and Crip Mac kind of grabs him, puts him in a headlock and stuff. I thought he might actually punch him because he seems like but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, last night you said nap when we was at the table. I looked at you. I'm like, oh, he don't know.
I said I like need to take a nap or something.
No, you're like, oh, you took a nap today? Remember, I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
wait to
yeah,
say
yeah.
it. I'm like, you know that.
Wait, you just got like uncomfortable when I said that?
You know that you can't say that.
I
in my
don't.
hood.
But you can't even. I can't even say
No,
it.
you can say
to
it. No,
you?
I didn't get uncomfortable. I didn't say. I would have said.
You didn't say
something to
anything.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
say nothing. I just looked. I'm like, damn. I'm not used to hearing that word. Like we call them short sleep, or I'm finna lay down for a
A
second.
little rest, a little NHC.
You see, when I told you, I said, I already got mine in today. I was going around and said, like, yeah, I went down for a second.
Right.
That's me not saying a nap. I could have said, hey, I took a nap before I got here.
But now you're saying nap nonstop, like it's no big
I
deal.
can say it
you
in
can
front
say
of
it.
white people.
Right.
It's a
Okay.
difference.
I can say it. I can say it because that's like a nigga saying nigga.
Right.
Like, I can say it. You can't.
Like a gay guy calling another gay guy FAGGOT.
Yeah.
But not.
But we can't call him that.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that fucked up?
That's fucked up.
But if you get real cool with them, they're gonna let you start calling them that if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
probably
right.
still not gonna.
It's so crazy. I got a fucking graphic designer, right? And he hella cool. I known him for a minute, but I'm just so like open to saying like, bro, you on some gay shit, but not to him, to people that's there. Like, Draco will pull up like, bro, y'all niggas acting real gay right now.
Yeah.
And I always like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But he's so cool, he not tripping.
Yeah.
But I be feeling like that when I say shit like that around people. Like, do
If
they
you
take
want to
it?
hang out with gangster rappers and stuff, and you're a gay dude, you just have to accept at a certain point that you're gonna be having some shit said to you. That's-
Not to you. You just gonna hear certain
yeah,
words
yeah.
that they're not referring to you. They're referring to a person that's a male that acts like that.
I interviewed No Limit Cairo the other day, and he just started talking about fags and like, I ain't on no fag shit, rah. And he I don't think he had ever even had somebody tell him that you shouldn't say that. That's just normal to him. He never had to think about shit from a woke perspective because he's from the streets, which I respect because I miss the days where I hadn't really thought about that yet.
You can't cancel a nigga. You can't, like, that's why I'm like, you can't cancel a street nigga. You
Yeah,
can't
that shit don't
us.
work for
like,
us.
cancel us. Go ahead. What the fuck is you gonna do?
That's
We
why
already
all
canceled.
the-
We
all
came
the-
in canceled.
All the people that's going against the grain fuck with us. So it's like, cool. We don't want to be a part
You
of
could close some
culture.
doors though. You can get some doors
No,
that
now
probably
when
ain't open, but it ain't gonna cancel you. You just gonna be walking through a hallway and the door locked. But
Yeah, whenever you trying to elevate, you doing that, and that's why I kind of start watching my tongue. Like, it's at a point where like, okay, what are you gonna cancel?
I'm gonna tell you some crazy
Like,
shit.
I'ma still be booming, trap gonna be booming.
Back in the day when I first got like canceled, I was going through hell on Twitter. Everybody attacking me.
so you got canceled a couple of
Crazy.
times.
No, but I'm talking about the first time in 2018 where I was public enemy #1 for the first time in my life. Everybody saying the craziest shit to me. And then I just happened to go to a Shoreline studio session. Everybody, I walk in that bitch, they got like 15 pounds of weed on the fucking table, 10 pints of drink, hella people smoking everywhere, people getting tattoos. There's way too many people in this one room. But I walk in that room and nobody gives a fuck about what's going on Twitter with me at that moment. I don't even think anybody knew, or if they knew, they didn't give a fuck, or their attitude was probably like, oh, Adam cool, like fuck all that shit, whatever. And that was kind of like a weird moment for me to be like, oh, all right, this is where I fit in better than anywhere else, is with
we're
people
a
like
part
this
of
at this point.
crowd.
Yeah.
Like we're like
We don't give a fuck.
Adam. They want you to be this business white guy. You're a fucking dirty bike ride nigger lover. Like,
Best way to put it.
like at the end of the day, and you know how to talk and have great conversations. Like it
That
doesn't
boy
matter.
loves some niggas.
Yeah, he loves us. Like it ain't nothing like that. You fuck with it.
I can't even like nod my head because that's like me saying the
Yeah,
N-word.
yeah,
If I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, that's me.
yeah.
I love y'all.
you just-
I love y'all. No,
wouldn't-
yep, you're basically saying it.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, but even for you to even be like around Gabriel, like, you've came across some real gangsters in your lifetime just before all of this shit. Like, you bumping into me before this shit turned in. You, Gabriel, you know Gabriel?
One Punch.
Do you remember One Punch from Trouble? That was his best friend for a second.
That was your boy?
When I first moved to Long Beach. But you know what's crazy is I told Wack this the other day, and he was like not really believing me or whatever. But there was one time where we did a trip to Colorado in 2011.
Yeah, he told you everything about. Yeah,
It was I had the Honda Civic, and then we had the big white van, and everybody was in the white van. But then I also wanted to bring my car so that I could do little side missions while we were out. So it was just me and Gabe in the car.
Yeah.
And he told me about every wild ass thing that he had ever done in his whole life. And
That's
keep
what
in
road
mind,
trips usually do.
I never heard about somebody doing some Grim Reaper shit before in my whole life. I never had somebody just telling me like, yeah, and then I did this, boom, and I'm just sitting there listening
He's
to him
dead
like,
now. You want to tell one of his stories?
nah, because I don't even like remember them well enough to tell the stories. But I do remember that there was one story that he had like a nickname for the story, and it was the Crenshaw Massacre, I believe is what he called it. And it was.
I don't want to hear that story.
It was a wild
I
tale.
don't want to hear that story.
Yeah. I would definitely.
You go make me
Yeah.
go over there to my boy damn gravesite. I love you.
Long live the dead. But man, he really like told me a lot of stuff from his life.
Massacre is cold.
I had never heard.
They came to bus on.
I don't know. Yeah, because at the time I would have had no idea who the participants were or what the ramifications were or anything like that.
What Crips are on Crenshaw?
No.
So where he's from don't get along with?
Nah, hell no. They Hoovers. He's from where Smack's from.
Yeah.
He's from
I
where Smack's from.
think that's the first K on their list.
Yeah. And but the crazy history about his hood, and I don't know, people say it didn't because they veer away from it. It started in Leimert Park. They were in the 40s. Nothing But Trouble was a tagging crew. Nothing But Trouble. I guess they start collect the enemies or whatever, and the main dude moved over towards like the Normandy, Vermont area. So all the troubles start kicking it on 51st Street. They turned into Trouble Gangsta Crip because they aligned with the Hoovers. But I mean, I let somebody else tell their history. But they were a tagging crew turned Crip hood. And they a real Crip hood. They savages from over there. Shout out to Troubles, even though y'all ops, but y'all got a couple people over there.
But basically, you're saying that if Gabe was still around, him and Crip Mac would have been mortal enemies making YouTube videos about each other.
But see, Gabe had a gang of homies on our side though. Like not like that. Gabe, Punch, we all used to go skating, so it's like, and then we all played sports and shit. So it's like certain people you can't turn on. You know what I mean? Like your boy that you used to spend a night at, you know, all that shit. Y'all end up losing touch from the park, and he moved over here, y'all moved over here. Like that's my nigga. Like nigga, I'm not about to go against the grain.
You'll see him again in a big ass squabble. You like.
You
turn another way.
Nigga. Yeah, you gotta turn from him and squabble another nigga. Yeah.
I remember there was one night where me and Gabe went to Vegas with these two girls that we were hanging out. I was like kind of seeing one of them, and the other one was her friend. And somehow we arrived at this idea that we're all going to go to Vegas. We get 2 hotel rooms, and in the morning when we link up, I'm telling him some crazy ass story about me fucking the one girl or whatever, because I actually have a memory of it that I was fucking her in the ass and she shoved a couple fingers in her ass with my dick, which I had never had that happen before. And still to this day, I've only ever seen or heard of that in porno movies. I've never seen a girl do it in real life, but she was jamming a couple digits in there with my wiener. So I wake up and I tell him the story, and he starts telling me his story. But the gist of his story is basically just that he didn't really know what happened, but he woke up and he still had a condom on and it was still inside of her. Like he woke up with his condom ass dick still like basically like inside of the other girl's vagina.
In the ass?
I don't think in the ass. I think in the vagina.
Was he on Xanth?
No, I think he's just drunk as fuck.
Yeah. I done did that. I got a girl pregnant like that. I came in like 2 seconds with a condom on. I couldn't tell her, so I whooped it till my dick got soft. I kept on whooping it till it shriveled up, I was trying to give her, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I can't let her know that I bust this fast. So it's like, she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, man, I don't know. I think it's the condom.
I tried to pull that off a few times in my life, yeah.
I pulled out, the condom was in there. A whole lot of nut in that motherfucker. So I only buy spermicidals.
He looks like he got a good dick tail right
How
there.
did you go? How did she go fingers? It's either she had a big ass or you had a little.
Got
No,
a
she
shrimp
was
cock.
skinny too. She was probably like 110 pounds.
She had a big asshole.
She just
loves
reached around
ass
and
sex.
just-
If she
Woo.
did
If
that,
you going,
she loves
if
ass
you going,
sex.
it's already
Yeah, she
in
did.
there, and you go
did.
fingers too.
Yeah, she wanted it. She wanted it.
Right, you never even heard of that, right? You probably never even thought of that your whole life.
This barely fits.
Yeah, they cry
How
about
does
that
this even
shit.
fit? With-
Well, the difference between her asshole and this plastic water bottle is that the asshole can expand to almost any size.
Yeah.
yo,
You ever look into the toilet bowl and you're like,
Figure out how the fuck did that come out of me?
I've taken shits that had like a softball on the top of it, like for some reason, like it's just like a giant ball with then like a normal turd attached to it. I don't
Did
really
you almost
understand
pass out when it came out though?
the shit.
Like when you were shitting it out?
No, but like you know when you're kind of like, you gotta like keep. Like, wait, what is it gonna take for my asshole to actually push this thing out? And you're
What?
just feeling it. You're like, I got a cannonball inside my stomach. What is this feeling?
What? I done shitted some shit out like, bro, that's gay. Like straight up, that right there is gay. That could not have came out of me, bro. Like, like what the fuck?
Like, oh no, I'm gay
Like,
now.
should I chop it in half before I flush it? Like, what the fuck?
like how is that gonna go down? Like how did that motherfucker come out of me and go down the mic?
I'm
Nah,
telling
yeah,
you.
it'd be like that.
Yeah, it gets like that.
Yeah, it'd be
They
like
say
that.
when you get enema, shit like that happens.
But the enema's just gonna knock out like all the liquid, right?
Nah, it knocks out whatever's. I mean, you should shit before the enema.
Right.
But
What
they
is an
say-
enema?
But some people that are constipated, like in the hospital, when they give them the enema, it's when they shoot a gang of water into your stomach and everything comes through your asshole. Just,
Y'all constipated? No?
No.
I thought the lean did that too sometimes.
Well, niggas not sipping like that, bro. Like,
sip
we
it.
chilling.
The
like,
game has
like,
changed.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like here and there. Okay, today I ain't got too much on the schedule. I got a driver.
Perk 10s, whoever does Perk 10s, I know they never take shits.
Why the perk 10s are
Yeah,
what
that
constipates you
Tylenol,
more than the
that
bigger
Tylenol
doses?
and that pill, no, it's the fucking 325 of Tylenol. The Tylenol is what constipates you. If you pop those back,
You want to
back,
shit? Take a G6.
The ecstasy will make you shit.
What?
Really?
You do not take one out because you're gonna have to find somewhere unless it's like a real big activity where your mind is. But if you sitting down waiting on it to hit, you know it hit when you run to the bathroom and you sitting on that motherfucker going.
bathrooms start looking all nice and shit.
But then you come out that motherfucker like you walking into heaven. Like,
yeah, like
Yeah, because now you cleaned out. You know you ain't shitting for a
you
while.
can go back to that. I think it was Halloween. You put up on us at Pump House.
Oh my God.
You gonna see how many motherfuckers went to the bathroom before we went out.
No, yeah, because every time I ever had a Coke night, you do a line or two, I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sure.
see you in
Yeah.
10
Oh,
minutes.
that's fast.
I'm sitting there taking a shit.
yeah, it's so fun in the bathroom. when
Dripping
you
off.
hide.
Yeah, you're just looking around.
Yeah,
just
you looking around.
You
like,
reading the
what
shampoo?
fuck? Yeah. Hey, that's crazy. That's fucking.
That's a
I thought I
90s
was
shit.
the only person that the 90s when you didn't have the phone. When you didn't have the
'cause
phone.
a 90s shit is anytime you
used
take a
to-
shit and you don't have like Twitter to read why you shitting. Yeah.
I definitely remember like it used to be magazines in most people's bathrooms, and I'd be just looking and I read like all the side.
If somebody
covers,
didn't
like,
have
the
some good shit to
sidebinds
read in the
and shit.
bathroom, I'd be talking about them like they were a fucking caveman. Like, can you
Yeah.
believe this barbaric piece of shit doesn't have any issues of Red Book for me to read while I'm in there, man? What the
Swear to
fuck?
God.
Before my daughter, I used to have to smoke. Like I'll get a little in the morning, wake up, grab that little roach or a little piece of something, sit right there, spark up. Motherfucker start dropping like
Oh yeah,
hot.
the roach.
Oh, so you would hit it
There's a
while
lot
you're
of
on the ball, so
tobacco.
you could magically go from not having to shit to having to shit while just hitting that.
It just smoke it makes it just more smoother.
Yeah,
like you ever have
yeah.
to sit there, like you have to push and do all that. When you smoke, it just drop.
You know how like that cup of coffee in the morning makes it drop?
Oh, yeah.
You wake up and smoke. Hit that cigarette one time. I bet you your
Oh, yeah,
asshole
yeah,
starts
My mom
sweating
and dad does not shit without a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like you go in there, you smelling nicotine and ass
Yeah.
right after they come out. So it's like I ain't got a cigarette every time. Like they
But
got
you had to stop smoking in the crib as soon as you had your kid?
Yeah.
My girl, same thing. My girl was like a week and a half pregnant.
I
She made
didn't
me
have
stop
to.
smoking in the house.
I didn't have to. The thing was,
savage.
I didn't have to. The thing was, it gets bad when the school is calling and saying your kid's clothes smell like weed.
Oh, that happened to you?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it's not even like and that's not even from smoking around her. That's from me taking her in my car and it smelled like weed, or me having some of her clothes in the bathroom while I'm smoking. You know what I mean? It'd rub right off. So
I have to make sure Lena
keep
doesn't hear
telling.
this podcast because that 100% could happen to me, and my girl would be very upset with me. So I have to find a way to avoid that.
But do you take your daughter to school?
I don't even have the car seat in my car, but
Yeah.
she never been in my car like that. But if it came down to it, I would put the car seat in my car and drive her. But then I would feel horrible once the teachers reported.
Yeah, you
that.
got to spray it down.
You got to
That's
keep
wild.
like
Some
I
color
keep all my
perfume.
kids like
But your daughter's like 2.
my girl.
She going to school and getting accused of smelling like weed, and she like 2.
Well, just saying, they said they don't say you smell like weed. You know what they say? No, they just say, hey, the clothes have a stench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't exactly say that because I would have been locked up. They'll say the clothes. And I'll be like, what? Like, hell no, I wasn't even.
No,
and it'd be like the
ones that
car. It'd
call
be the car.
DCFS. They called the DCFS on my baby mama.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they should have though.
For what?
Fuck that bitch.
What'd you do? Because
that
she was
bitch-
doing it?
That bitch ran into my motherfucking, like, chased my son out the school, then fucking rammed into my car with my daughter in her car and my son in my car, head-on collision.
What?
And that in my Benz.
Whoa.
I just got it fixed not too long ago. But
That's a scary tale. That's some Krishan Rock
weird ass
behavior.
shit. Yeah, that's why I be looking at them like, and this is a bitch I ain't fucked in 9 years.
What the fuck?
She's so mad that I got a new baby. It's just ugly.
Wow. So Friday, I chose to actually leave the house, went to the Blueface show because in the course of that whack podcast I did, he informed me that Blueface was attempting to do a MILF music show that featured Krishan, Jaden Alexis, and Blueface all performing. So I actually said, fuck it. I'm getting security. I'm getting a babysitter. I'm leaving the house on a Friday night, which is something that I do not often do. We go to the Globe Theater in beautiful downtown LA where it smells like piss every fucking 5 feet. And I pull up, me and Lena, get in there. Pretty quickly, I realize and remember what going to rap shows is actually like, which is that you're just fucking standing in some random ass area just waiting for motherfuckers to go on stage and stuff. But we did get some good footage. So from that perspective of it being a YouTube video, I think it was worth it. But definitely at a certain point, Lena's kind of looking at me like, damn, it's midnight and we just been standing here for 2 hours in the back of this fucking...
Oh, she's not used to it.
Well, I think she just kind of forgot.
She's over it.
And I think that like the idea, I think she's like secretly a super hardcore Krishan Rock fan. So I think she was
like
geeked
that,
up off the idea of meeting Krishan. But then we actually get there and they inform me Krishan's not feeling it, which given what has happened since Friday, seems pretty obvious that, yeah, Krishan wasn't going to show up. And the idea that she was ever going to pull up and actually be a part of a MILF music showcase with Jaden Alexis and Blueface, who are both basically her mortal enemies at this point, probably not super likely. Now, the show went well. Audience, very, very receptive to Blueface. At one point, I filmed a bunch of women in the crowd screaming, "We want rock," over and over and over. Jaden probably didn't like that too much. But, you know, her performance was solid and everything like that. I feel like I maybe kind of missed out on the real fun and activities because we left and then they went to the strip club, which me and Lena got to bed at like 2 a.m. So realistically, us staying out at the strip club till 4 a.m, probably not the best idea. Like, she was already hurting the next day because she didn't get the amount of sleep that she typically requires. But I was glad I left the crib. And given that Wack wasn't there, I then wished that I had invited you guys because at first I thought Wack was going to be there. So like first person I thought was like, oh, I should hit up Brick Baby. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to be responsible for Wack and him having a head-on collision. So I'm going to not holler at him.
Wack don't hold his tongue. That's the main thing.
Even they would be yelling at each other for 45 minutes outside in the alley.
Yeah, I don't do yelling.
Whatever.
I don't go back at 5th.
Right. Or back at 6,
right?
right?
Yeah, I don't go back at 6. I ain't gonna lie, like, we would have figured it out without yelling. Wack ain't my enemy like that. You know what I mean? Like how like the internet played, like, all right, cool. Like, I just disagree with what you talking about when you said Nipsey. Like, you sent out forms of apology, then somebody got you mad enough to where you dissed the hood. on Clubhouse.
Right.
But given had that been somebody from his hood that was picking and going back and six with me, you get what I'm saying? I probably would have did the same thing. Not even because I got a gang of homies outside of him from his hood. You get what I'm saying? So he came back, he apologized about that. He got whatever he got going on with whoever he got going on. You know, we ain't saying no names or whatever. And you know what I mean? Like, that's like a nigga pop. So, you know what I mean? Everybody figure out their differences or whatever if it could be figured out at this point, and it'd be cool. You get what I'm saying? And I think I was very clear about that. Like, nigga, I'm like, nigga, when we was arguing, like, nigga, I don't beef with you, nigga. We're
Do you
not
think we
the
could
same age.
Do you think that we could fix the Brick Whack bridge on camera, or do you think they would have a way better chance of succeeding if it happened off camera? Because obviously, from a content perspective, you guys sorting out your issues on camera would be great.
But it'd
from
be a lot of slick shit being
exactly,
said.
because then it's like you're performing for the crowd, and you're basically saying things to make them laugh, and like I feel like you might get like a totally different version of him.
No. We have it. This would it'll be. First of all, you figure out the fix your situation with Pops, boom, and then
That doesn't seem like it's gonna happen, right?
nah,
It's closer than we think.
The world is. You know what I mean? Like, these people was real close friends at one point.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying who it was or nothing like that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, all they got to do is time heal wounds. Wasn't no bloodshed, no money lost over it. I don't think that it could ever be as serious. It was a lot said, though. You know what I mean? So
A lot.
But take away that, we outside, we talk, and we tell them we don't talk and hash it out. We say it's gonna be no holds barred, but nothing. Don't take no feelings to nothing that's said. If we gonna sit here and really give them a show.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
So talk beforehand and then get on camera?
Like, look, bro, you already know we doing this to squash it.
But even
So
if it's a
whenever I
respectful
say that I
conversation
don't
off
like-
camera, as soon as it gets on camera, I feel like then there's a possibility of shit get, and especially if it was live.
Yeah. But
Then if he starts reading the comments or you start reading the comments, the temperature could definitely get ratcheted up a bit, don't you think?
yeah, but if we have a agreement that if we go approach or get into the stuff that we disagree about, and we say what we want to say, long as we ain't disrespecting each other, bitch ass niggas, or dissing each other's hoods, or saying none of the words causing each other,
Right.
Or you know what I mean, like
The reflex
you
words.
can't, yeah, we can give them what they want, but I don't beef with Power Rules.
Friday was probably one of the craziest days for everybody, bro.
Friday?
Friday, ain't that the Blueface show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a fucking club that night, bro.
Which one?
Dragonfly.
What'd you do there? You be doing rich people shit.
No, it's a club, you know.
It's right up
somebody I
under
know.
Katana.
Somebody I know birthday. They was hosting
Ain't
it.
that- where's that?
It's not.
On
It's on Santa
Sunset?
Monica or something. Somebody I know
That's where
birthday
Katana is, right?
is
No, it's on Sunset.
Sunset, right.
Dragonfly used to be right there, though.
somebody birthday is having something, boom, and you know I'm going there with it's one of my employees. It's their birthday. We throw their birthdays there, boom. I buy them a bottle. We go. Soon as we walk in, it's real bright, like red light district. And the security tell me like, you know, like it's red light district in here. You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
What do they mean by that? There's prostitution going on?
No, it's just like a lot of bloods in there.
Oh.
So I'm like, I ain't tripping, I'm good. But then he like, I know you good, but you got that Draco chain on in this motherfucker.
So you go to different clubs. There are clubs that have like gang themed nights.
like, let's say if
and you
it's-
don't know until you show
He's
up.
telling you that it's
I never been
of the
involved with
party
that.
is not called Red Light
No.
District.
He's just telling me
he's
it's like-
telling you niggas Red Light District that's code word for they hit them boys in there.
Okay.
So
I took it like
now-
an Amsterdam thing that there's gonna be hookers.
So now I'm like, okay, fuck it. Look, we need 2 more guards at the table. We go over there. Soon as I walk in, that motherfucker just going up. You see the hands going up. You see everything. But I'm cool because, you know, I fuck
They
with
been
you know,
partying a lot.
you know,
You're a Los Angeles treasure. Nobody should lay a hand on Dub.
bro. It's the people I associate with.
I feel
You
it.
get what I'm saying?
Oh, so you were with a bunch of
No,
guys?
I wasn't with. But like, bro, first of all, my Draco chain is a trophy.
Right. Okay,
Like,
that
my
makes
Draco
sense, yeah.
chain is a
Them boys
trophy.
Get a Draco chain. They man, what?
No matter who I am,
Yeah,
it's the chain.
It's the chain.
You feel me?
They
So that's
gotta
the main thing. The Draco chain be a real trophy. But I was cool like 5 minutes. I had my cousin pull up on me. He was in there. He see me. I was like, yeah, I'm in here now. I'm good. But it was looking real tricky.
But it wasn't like anybody you knew in there. You weren't like
It's a
going around
club.
shaking
You don't
hands.
know.
and shit?
No. I didn't do the dub where you go to the booth and all that.
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
nobody.
the dub
in there.
I know. The
Yeah.
dub I know is politic, and you walk around and say hi to everybody, shaking hands, kissing babies, doing all that.
Listen, if for the record, on the record, I'm 6'0", you niggas play with Dub, bro. On the dead homies, man.
Oh, man.
Like I can't. I can promise you, nigga.
It's a whole-
nigga. This like my brother, bro.
Because he's such a nice guy that you would feel an extra level of
offense
offense about it, you know?
he ain't
It's
really
bigger
a nice
than-
guy
it's-
like
it's not
that.
even
But
that. It's just like-
I didn't really went against the grain for this nigga. A couple, nigga, this my nigga. This my day one. Play with Dub, I'm telling you, bro. It's gonna be like that.
Oh, yeah, because Dub could have snitched on you, right? So you'll
Dub could have
always
did a lot of shit.
you'll always hold him in high regard because he could have snitched on you in that one thing.
Hey, I
Dub
ain't
could have
gonna-
robbed all my houses when I had a gang of money.
I was a janky
he
nigga.
Been around,
but
he been around, but he not like that. I'm just saying, like Dub been around me and been loyal forever, nigga, and vice versa. Like you get what I'm saying? And we done went through some shit together. And
a couple of shits. Probably
It's
a lot of the most shits that I done been in some shits with a lot of people from different places, you know what I mean? I'm locked in to where like, you know, but like me and she done been through a lot of shit and we still connected. That's
Yeah,
the crazy
we-
part because a lot of times when I go through shit like that with people, get the fuck away from them.
You're over it after.
yeah, hell yeah.
You'll be like,
And
stay, but it's like we
Dub
like brothers,
got it.
bro. It's like the shit we
Dub
went through
got
kind of
it.
made us like know each other. Certain shit I
yeah.
can't talk to about. It's been a point where I was like at the lowest in my life, crying about the way my friends was treating me, and the only person I could talk to was this guy.
06
And then it's done been a situation where I'm sitting right here, got 7-8 years over my fucking head because of this guy.
yeah.
So it's like, you know, but it's always that we locked in though.
Right.
Super locked in.
So fun.
We
But
locked in to where we cuss each other out. We cry to each other. We could do anything. You know what I mean, I might wake up and be cussing this nigga out.
And I might fuck you.
we go
Don't
right
come
back.
up. Come up to my store. I wish you would. Okay,
I can't
here we go.
imagine y'all getting into it like that.
What?
We get
What?
into it all the time.
Like that?
Look,
Not
these
all the
niggas
time,
can't come
but,
in no more. They can't come in no more. Don't let them in my shit at all.
Really? When's the last time it got like that?
It's like
know.
twice within like the little time period of us being out of jail.
Yeah, since we've been out of jail.
Right. Well,
But Friday, I'm mad I didn't go to the fucking Blueface or whatever. I went to the BLP Kosher show.
oh yeah, Remo went to that.
And then, Remo was right next to me, but I just didn't like it, bro, because I was like a regular there. Like, I know I would have went to Blueface shit. I'm just off the face card. These motherfuckers treating me regular as fuck. I can't even spark my blunt. They making me sit on the balcony. What
You
was
can't
that?
smoke weed at a BLP Kosher show? What was it, like Echoplex
The
or some
Fonda
shit?
Theater.
Oh, the Fonda.
And the only reason I'm there, because, you know, Golden Voice is like fucking with me
Get
right
us an
now.
ashtray.
So I'm
please.
trying to lock in with Golden Voice, and I'm like, bro, y'all can't be having me pulling up, and I'm just a pedestrian. What the fuck?
That's weak. All right. Quick word from a sponsor. I just want to send a big shout out to my people over at Mango RX. Make sure that you sign up and use promo code Adam22 at checkout for 22% off your first order at MangoRx.com. Mango RX makes products that help men go hard in the bedroom. Mango combines tadalafil, the main ingredient in Cialis, with L-arginine and oxytocin in a rapidly dissolving tablet that tastes like mango for fast-acting results. Mango comes individually packaged so that you can be ready for fast action results, whether you're at home or on the go. Mango RX's mission is to make America hard again, and they have epic merch available at makeamericahardaagain.com, like these really cool hats. Buying Mango is easy. You go to MangoRx.com. You complete a short and secure telemedicine visit, and you can make and it will be shipped discreetly straight to your door. At checkout, be sure to use promo code Adam22 to get an extra 22% off your first order, and continue to visit MangoRx.com as the company is going to be putting out more innovative products in the near future. So again, make every day hump day and go to MangoRx.com and use promo code Adam22 to get 22% off your first order. Your girl or boyfriend is going to love it. Everybody out there, I have a request. Make your money work smarter, not harder with MyBookie. Celebrate your winning season with MyBookie's biggest welcome offer ever, a 110% deposit match on your first deposit. You heard that right. You can more than double your money before you even place a bet by making a deposit with MyBookie. All you have to do is go to mybookie.ag and use the promo code NOJUMPER to claim this bonus. But make sure to act quick because this offer is only available for this week and you can only get it with my promo code NOJUMPER. One word, NOJUMPER. With a full slate of NFL and college football on the way, there are plenty of options to bet and win. So don't be the guy who missed out. Bet anything, anytime, from anywhere, only with MyBookie. While we're on the topic of clapping cheeks, I finally got it in with Selena Powell for the first time in my entire life.
I know. I knew it was coming.
I've known her, I guess, since like
time.
2018, about 5 years of, build up to it. And we finally got it in. And I don't want to spoil too much for the people at home, but let me just say that when she says that she's an ass eater, she ain't lying.
Yeah, you said that.
Because I haven't had a dingleberry since. She cleaned the fuck out of my shit. She mopped the floor. She put up the wet sign so nobody else would be slipping. My ass has been so clean ever since. I might never shit again because I'm trying to hold on to the climate that she created on my asshole back there. I was shocked. That's a move I didn't know that she was going to be so eager. I've had my ass eaten by a lot of like top porn stars on camera, and they don't go for the gusto like the way that she was.
She put her tongue in your asshole?
Bro, she swabbed the deck.
No, I'm saying, did she penetrate?
I'm not going to say that she actually like piped me down or anything, but she was in there.
Was he though?
Like swimwear, bro. It was wild. I did not see it coming.
She slide afterwards?
Honestly, she was just so in there that it was
like
just
when you got back up the fuck, like where you like.
Oh, I could feel my cheeks like swishing. Yeah. Side to side. Nah, it was all right. Then she'd give me a hard time because I only lasted like 10 minutes or something. Like, I could have kept going.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just such a powerful experience that I didn't want to drag it out or anything.
You could have kept going.
And she's scared of the dick, bro. She's like inches away from the dick. Like I'm hitting it, and she's kind of. Yeah.
Okay, can I?
Yeah, man, it was crazy to finally accomplish it. My girl was like there at first. She was kind of like mashing her head down on my dick and everything, but then she left the room and allowed us to go about shit in our own way.
Was what?
She was there at first administering it because we did like the interview and stuff. I actually made her talk about her mugshot on camera. Like I was just like fucking, because her mugshot was pretty gruesome. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I made her fucking talk about where she was. And she fell in, I shouldn't be giving this all away, but everybody tune into Plug Talk. But she basically like has a girl from prison's name tattooed on her. Like she was somebody's girlfriend for like, while she was in prison, she was somebody's girlfriend and she has the girl's name tattooed on her. And like this bitch was fucking her the whole time that she was locked up. Like she became somebody's girlfriend in there.
Oh, wow.
Which is.
That's crazy. But do you think it was a forced tattoo or did you think she got it out of love?
I mean, it seems kind of crazy to be in jail for a couple months or prison for a couple months and just to get a tattoo of your prison lover's name on you. Like that just seems like a fucking weird ass strategy.
I think
3 months though to some people feel like a long time.
She falls in love hard. That much is clear. Like she finds somebody that she likes and she goes fucking nuts with him. So I mean, I guess it's not that hard to believe.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Some just be first week.
I think that she got forced. I think that the prison lover was like, "You gonna get my name tattooed so they know you're my bitch."
Right. I mean, it's a possibility.
You think so? Because I'm just thinking like, who you were that in love to where you just got a tattoo?
I don't know. She was probably just feeling the orange is the new black vibes in that room. Like it was just fucking started to just feel right the longer she was in there.
Nah.
She might have been hoping that she caught an additional charge while she was in there and that she could have just stayed locked up longer.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's an idea.
It might have been that good.
It might have been something like that. Okay, so I think we have to continue along the Blueface trajectory because that's kind of been like one of the main things in the news. Obviously, we've all known him for quite some time and have a relationship of sorts with him. Definitely, I think as soon as we heard about him posting his son's penis, that seemed like, oh, this is a level that we never thought that Blueface would take things. Then I actually saw the photo that was posted. Somebody sent it to me last night. I don't know. Like the word on the street is like, oh, he has a hernia. I thought I knew what a hernia looked like. I thought a hernia on a man was like a small protrusion of a organ out of your body.
Out of your body, but no, they got crazy hernias. That's what I was about. That's what.
Have you seen this picture? Can I show you right now and you'll give us your live reaction? And I don't feel great about the fact that this is on my phone, but you know, at the same time, whatever. It was sent to me. But I want to get the Desto Dub live reaction.
And it's like
to this.
something you've never seen before. So actually, you were in awe. It's not like you're trying to make fun of the situation.
No, I'm just troubled by it. Like I just don't even know. I mean, this was posted on Twitter, so I guess to be fair, I mean, this is. What do you think when you see that?
That's little bro joint.
He's not faking his reaction.
That's little bro joint. Yeah, the hernias.
You ever seen anything like that? You're trying to figure out what you're looking at, right?
That shit is crazy.
What the fuck is that? It looks like they cut the kid's body open and stitched a giant zucchini squash into his body and then closed it back up. Like what? The thing that makes me feel less creepy about showing you that is that I don't see a penis. I don't really get where the penis is in this situation because the thing protruding out of his body is like the same size as his body.
Yeah, it's him.
Like, what the fuck is that?
And
why are people mad at Blueface though?
Because he posted it on Twitter.
Because he posted it because she keeps on missing the fucking surgery date.
His caption was, "This what my son dick look like, and she worried about me and little baby cock. Like, bitch, get our son cock right, then do what you want."
Didn't he say his Twitter was hacked? I thought that was a story post of him talking.
He almost certainly said that because he like got some sort of legal counseling that was like, listen, we got to create some sort of level of plausible deniability so it's not like you actually posted child porn on Twitter.
Yeah.
Even though, to me, I don't know like how big that risk actually is, but like that, I just am so shocked because I've never seen anything like that in my whole life.
Yeah, I don't even see, like I see him posting shit. Right?
But then why would you post that shit though? Cause
he might have got hacked.
My whole thing is hopefully he got hacked because it's like why you nigga. That's something that y'all need to take care of, and it doesn't matter. That's still your baby, but you know she is the controlling factor right now with the baby, and she was supposed to go get this surgery done. I read somewhere or I heard it somewhere that she's been missing pushing back the surgery date due to events that she needs to do to make money. And like,
you don't have to be there. See, your mom can go. Somebody else can go.
No, fuck that. It's not enough money in this world for your children's health. Fuck all the money that the nigga canceled.
I ain't gonna lie. It's some doctor's appointments at 9:30. I gotta be here. I'll take my mama to take the baby.
If it was a hernia though,
I don't know what that was.
The first 2 weeks.
As soon as I see it, it's done. Yeah, it's done.
You're going. I'm not. Come on, bro. Like, nigga, I'm going. Like, I'm gonna be there.
If
like,
my kid had a doctor's appointment, never mind a surgery, never mind
bigger than a doctor's
never mind
appointment.
just like a class, anything, any obligation for the kid gotta go to the dentist, whatever. My girl is there 100%
for sure.
Would never miss it in a million years, and I feel like most moms would be on the same page.
Yeah, no, that's the woman's job. Especially if I'm like, this is the guy's job is the protector, the this, the that. Your job is that. Like, I'm just saying sometimes it might be on me to go because, okay, fuck it, I gotta go. But unless you ain't got nothing else or it's like some big job day for you or something, you there.
When you have a kid, you're basically accepting responsibility for a human being that will almost certainly die if you leave them alone for even like a couple hours. The constant medical attention is needed if there's any kind of complications. So the idea that as a mom, she could be so negligent that she would be missing an appointment when your son has that sort of thing, and I'm still not sure what I'm looking at in that photo because I'm still kind of confused about how the fuck this kid could seriously have that thing growing out of his body. But that to me as well as the fact that I haven't actually seen the clip, but word on the streets is that there's a clip of the Zeus CEO handing her a blunt on the drive to the hospital. She was drinking Henny and smoking blunts, as far as I know, throughout the entirety of the pregnancy.
She was drinking Henny too.
That's word on the streets.
So she took the baby.
They don't
somewhere
believe
where it
in
couldn't be
defects
tasted.
like that'll fuck your baby
The
up.
alcohol, what is it called? Alcohol syndrome?
So when you look up this hernia, which I'm not going to look up the exact type of hernia, it says that one of the things that can cause it is the mother smoking while the kids.
and coughing. They probably got a strain with
So
the
it's
same
one of
cough.
those.
That's what they're
Come
saying.
from that.
I mean, it's like unthinkable to suggest that a mom could care this little about the future of her kid. But now we actually have a crazy new update, which is that Blueface's, okay, so Krishan's ex-boyfriend, this other guy, is claiming that the kid looks like him, is his, and that Blueface not involved. So now Blueface is doing a little bit of a victory lap if you actually look at Twitter, because he now feels like this is not his kid, which has got to be kind of a weird feeling, because on one
I
hand,
thought they took a test.
I don't know.
I think they took a test. It said 99 or 90% something.
Well, I don't know. All I know is that he right now is actually like celebrating the fact that he claims that this is not his kid, which has got to be kind of, yeah, look, it's not Blueface baby.
It's not a
laughing emoji. Okay, see, he's actually...
He's a troll. That's his baby.
Yo, what even is Twitter? Like,
Oh, she pregnant again?
Look at how this shit is hella out of order. Why is it
that's
showing me
January
tweets from
20th.
January 20th right now when I go look at his page? January 20th? Like, what the fuck is that? And I can't even look at it in the right order because we're not logged in for some reason on this computer. But okay, let me.
Did he?
No, but like
That's crazy.
It's showing
for
it
that.
in a weird order.
That's crazy for what that is. What we're talking about. Not to
That
be
it just so happened to line up that good. No, yeah, okay, because I'm looking at his shit right now on my phone where I'm logged in, and it's like all this current shit. Okay, he said, I got 1 BM and 2 kids until further notice. And then he also said, I'm free with the trophy emoji. Then he said, this is the best news I got all year. Then he said, if you think that's me calling you, you must be high. That's probably your baby's father. Okay. And then he posted just a screenshot of a No Jumper tweet, since I think Blueface has just finally accepted that he is part of the No Jumper team
he's
now.
part of the No
Krishan
Jumper
Rock's
team.
ex-boyfriend Ronnie says Blueface is not the father of Krishan Jr. And then for some reason he also posted a photo of Krishan's Twitter likes. And one of her Twitter likes, one of the things she liked was a tweet that somebody sent to Jaden Alexa saying, Jaden make him do a real DNA test. That's her ex Ronnie's baby, Ronnie.doe on Instagram. So he's basically posting this to suggest that Krishan liked the tweet, suggesting that it's not his kid. And if you look at the kid, Ronnie, the boyfriend, it does look more like the kid than Blueface. You would expect the kid to look more black if it was actually Blueface's
the
kid.
The kid looked like Rock too, though.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to look like Rock since it came out of her body,
that's
for
what
sure.
I'm saying. But look, the nose and all that, what he's trying to compare, Rock is too little to. I don't know. It might be though. Shit.
But that's like
it might be.
Some people might say that it's kind of like in bad taste for Blueface to be celebrating the fact that the baby's not his. But man, think about Krishan, and if he really is done with her, like the way that I hope that he is done with her, yeah, of course you're going to be fucking overjoyed if you are not the father.
But they got a blood test.
But when? When did this happen?
Get a test?
It's probably a shiesty ass test. You want me to look it up? Blueface baby blood test. Did they do that? Was this on the Zeus network? Did Blueface and Krishan get a paternity test? In a new clip from the Zeus show that aired on Sunday, the Thotiana rapper received the paternity test, but at first was a bit confused by the language. So I guess they did do it, but they did it on the show. Yeah. And I'm gonna be real with you, it was like, anything that's happening on that show, I'm way less likely to believe. Like, I think all the shit that's happening on Twitter and Instagram is real.
The show is all.
The show has to have shit. Like a DNA test is the kind of thing that they would do on the show, right?
For the show. He's just an asshole. If the dude comes out and say he was fucking as his baby and Krishan Rock missing fucking doctor's appointments and shit. Yes, he's celebrating. He's playing. He don't give a fuck. Like
Right.
at the end of the day, he said, "To my knowledge, I only have one. Well,
One baby mama.
Yeah, one baby mama and 2 babies.
Yeah.
as of right now.
He might be
Or-
doing some wishful thinking. He might just be like praying and hoping that it's not his
that's
kid.
what I'm like, come on, man.
And listen, that would be like kind of a weird thing for him to be doing if it wasn't for the fact that we are talking about Krishan Rock.
Yeah.
Like, you know, granted, I think that Blueface has a little bit of like a self-hatred complex because of the fact that he even chose to spend time with her or impregnate her in the first place
That's a 18-year for sure commitment.
to a psychopath.
And still, that's really a lifetime commitment.
If it
'cause you're
wasn't
not
for
gonna
him,
walk out on
she
your
would be
baby at
living on the
18
street.
years.
She would be in Skid Row right now if it wasn't for him. If he didn't
Yeah.
actually accept her into his life like that, she would be doing some foul shit to make a living, basically,
sure.
is what I'm suggesting. So if he is
Well, she
dodging,
was playing sports. And
he's
doing
dodging
sports shows,
the
though.
bullet of a lifetime if he actually is not the dad. So I understand him doing the victory lap. My other concern is that at some point, if it is his kid, don't you think it's very, very likely that CPS is going to come in and take the kid? Because I don't think she seems fit to be a mom in any way. So at some point, Blueface joked about this before. He said Jaden Alexis is going to end up being the mom to the kid, which
Yeah.
sounds kind of unfortunate if that is how it goes. But Blueface getting custody of her seems pretty
Way
likely, I would guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, way more likely.
Yeah. So maybe Jaden Alexis is going to be taking care of 3 kids. It might be kind of rough for her rap career, but
I mean, her rap career is her rap career.
she was going crazy at the live show, son. There was 3 dancer
Did you
girls
see
with
when
her.
she
She
dropped
was
it
going
low?
nuts. Did she? She dropped.
Tried to
She
drop
dropped a little like
She was
yeah, a little bit.
super slow.
I'm not gonna lie, the BBL looked better in real life too.
It looked kind of boxy.
Yeah, a little boxy, but you know, it was like a lot of the like clips that he's posted of it that went viral were because like whatever angle he filmed it at, maybe it didn't look as good as it could look.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at it in real life,
With a dress, with a skirt over it.
I'm like, all right,
with
this
some
works.
clothing over it.
Yeah, well, I never seen her naked.
She had those fucking other booty shorts on, like the
curved
ones that,
little-
yeah, the ones that it kind of. I was like, man. But I mean, shout out to Jade though. She's
doing her thing.
She's doing her thing.
They were appreciative
I wanna
in the
see You
audience.
on top. I want to see you on top. If Blueface love you, I fuck with Blueface. You know what I'm saying? More power to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to get Jaden and Blueface in here for an interview. I want to do the sit down with just them because when I had Blueface on here with Wack the other day, Wack was kind of like overpowering, taking over the conversation, answering the
Ooh.
questions for Blueface. It was kind of weird. He didn't really talk that much.
Coaching him into what, like, hey, so you didn't have to, you lying. I'm
Look
like,
here,
damn,
Adam.
you not. He said, let me tell my story. Did you see him
Yeah, that
one
moment?
part? I was like, yeah. I was like, damn,
that was a
man.
moment.
You
what
like
the
that one,
fuck?
huh?
That was wild.
Yeah, because he wanted to tell him that shit. Probably, he probably wanted to say like, "Wack, you are interrupting everything that's going on."
Yeah. I mean, that like, all right, because we had TQ Harris, Boosie's brother, on here, and Wack was kind of guiding him through the interview and talking over him the whole time. It was kind of mind blowing, but that's not Wack's artist. Blueface is his artist. So to do that to your artist is a little bit of a strange decision. So I mean, I wonder if that's why Blueface dipped out like an hour into the conversation. It also might have been just kind of weird for him that we were talking about everything under the sun. I was talking about lab grown meat, which don't get me started on lab grown meat. We were talking
That
about,
shit is crazy.
he's talking about just other random influencers and YouTubers. Like we were being we were talking about Brian Pumper for like 10 minutes in the beginning of the interview for some reason. It was a little bit all over the place. Probably not like any podcast that Blueface ever been on before, since we were really kind of just joking around about God knows
Yeah,
what.
like, nah, the Big Pumper jury shit, that was cool. I mean, it wasn't that. I'm telling you, it was the over talking. You could see it.
Mm.
It was like he was doing the Crip Mac.
Yeah.
He was doing the Crip Mac.
So let me tell you about King Five Fingers. One time, shout out to the Southsiders and them good Southside spreads.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Adam, what you listening to right now?
What am I listening to right now? You want me to dig into the Apple Music and let you know?
Because I want to put you down. I don't know. I just want to see first where you at. Because it's a lot of good shit that you missing out on. Because you're not,
NBA Youngboy, King Von, Blueface. Not sure what Blueface song I was listening to. YTB Fat. Who got the connection to YTB Fat? Shout out to the Bread Gang. Shout out Moneybag Yo. We got to get YTB Fat on here. He's going crazy.
We could get Fat up there.
We could go outside of.
I don't listen to people that's like viral. Like you gotta see you to go and play your shit.
What's his name? X4? I was banging him yesterday, driving home from the restaurant yesterday.
He finna be up here soon.
Yup. I was listening.
X4.
Non-hip hop. I would listen to the Weaker Thans the other day, and I listened to Screech and Weasel the other day.
What are those?
No possible way that you guys know about. One's a punk band, one's like an emo band. I listened to the Bandman Real album that came out relatively recently. I had to listen to the new Olivia Rodrigo album. Hey, you want to listen to some pop music? Olivia Rodrigo going crazy, bro.
We're about to play her in the Maybach.
She the superstar of this year and last year. She's been coming out with crazy hits, and I'm fucking with it. And then, of course, I got hella Taylor Swift here, but that's both basically my girl / my kid. And then the most recent song that I listened to was Drake, Slime You Out, featuring SZA, which is actually a decent segue into something else that we should talk about, which is that basically, so Charlemagne was on his podcast with Andrew Schultz, and, obviously Charlemagne has like a strained relationship with Drake over the years. Drake has put him in verses and everything like that. I'm going to send bottles to Charlemagne. And Charlemagne made a statement to Andrew Schultz, which I don't think was a particularly offensive or crazy statement, which he basically said, Drake put out a song last week and nobody gave a fuck. Which, from my perspective, and yeah, I guess the song went number one. And when you hear the song, if you hear the song, you'll understand. The whole song sounds like a goddamn interlude. I don't know. This to me, I will never listen to that song again. Yeah. Just to be totally clear. SZA,
but it's going number one.
It's going number one. It's not for me. It's not for my audience or whatever. So it doesn't surprise me that Charlemagne had not really heard people talking about it, because I haven't heard anybody talking about it either. And then once I listened to it, I was like, oh, that was not it.
I really haven't.
You ain't heard it?
Anybody talk about it either.
Have you heard it?
Nah, I ain't pressed play yet. Once I seen Charlemagne said that, I was supposed to press play, but I was listening to that Vezo the other day. I was on the road.
Right.
Trying to feel like a trapper since I don't trap no more.
This is the thing with what point Charlemagne was trying to make, is that Charlemagne was trying to make the point, which is basically like, it's very, very hard to get people to care about music these days. So even if you have Drake, the biggest artist in the world, or at least in hip hop, and he puts out a song with SZA, who's one of the biggest artists in the R&B space / hip hop, which is kind of adjacent to that. Even then, it's not really guaranteed that everybody's going to be talking about it. And we've all seen that many times. We've seen a lot of people get Drake verses, doesn't exactly light the fucking world on fire. People talk about it sometimes, whatever. Now, if you put Drake on your song, is that giving you the best possible chance of having a hit that you're ever going to probably have in your entire life? Like, yeah. When you listen to this song, though, this is not a song that was meant to go viral or to be the topic of conversation or whatever. The whole song is slow as fuck. The beat never fucking drops. It's like the most soft, slow paced song you ever listen to. It's just not a song that was ever going to go viral or be like a big hit. From my perspective, now it's number one. I guess Drake and SZA do a song together is going to go number one realistically, regardless. But the point that Charlemagne was trying to make, I think, and I didn't actually listen to the full Brilliant episode to hear Brilliant Idiots episode to hear it in context, but I think the gist of what he was trying to say was basically just like, no artist has a guaranteed hit song at any given time. NBA Youngboy puts out songs every fucking week, every couple weeks. He's the biggest street rapper in the game. The blogs don't cover it.
Yeah, for sure.
Within hip hop or whatever, it's not like we're dying to like, oh, new NBA Youngboy song, let's talk about it. We don't talk about music that much on the show, much like every other fucking show, because even if somebody puts out a really fucking good song, unless there's something viral about it or something controversial about it, or it adds to a narrative that we're having, it just doesn't matter that much. So to me, it's not exactly like a controversial or zany Charlemagne take by any means.
I mean, he just was blunt. He could have said that. He could have said it any type of way, but he said it like Charlemagne. Drake probably would never do an interview with Charlemagne. He's probably like, you went and did a fucking interview with fucking
Elliot Wilson,
the little white
Bobby,
girl. Yeah, you did Bobby. You're not.
I felt like Drake was open to doing an interview with Charlemagne after the whole Meek Mill beef and everything, because when he said, "I'm gonna send bottles to Charlemagne," to me that was kind of like him putting the branch out there.
So how
to
many
potentially
times
initiate
did
an interview.
Charlemagne's team reach out to Drake's team?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
A million times after
Yeah.
that. Come on, he say my name in a song like that. I'm having everybody like, hey, yeah.
But Drake
Get
went
that Drake
crazy on
for me.
Drake
On the
responded.
low, I ain't gonna do it like on the thirsty shit, but like, hey.
Drake responded in a way that was basically like him giving more energy to dissing Charlemagne than you would probably normally expect. And basically, you know, calling him a goofy, like basically just dissing him in a whole variety of ways, clowning Charlemagne. To
He's
me,
been with 21 Savage, not to cut you off, he's been with 21 Savage for the last 2 months.
so he got that gangster in him.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the energy is on that right now. But go ahead, finish what you're saying.
That makes sense. But okay, so that was kind of, you know, that's one thing, because as Charlemagne then said, is like Drake made me part of his rollout, which is basically like, you know, if you see somebody in hip hop and they're engaging in a beef or a war of words that seems a little bit uncharacteristic of them, usually you can trace it back to a project or a song or whatever that they're pushing, because that kind of, you know, anything you can do to draw attention to it. The most dangerous thing for Drake is if he puts out a song and nobody pays attention to it, which I feel like this song with SZA, I guess it's number one. But from my perspective, he kind of came about as close as Drake is ever going to come to that with this song, because I didn't hear anybody fucking talking about it. Now, Charlemagne is a great broadcaster because of the fact that he had the balls to actually say, nobody gives a fuck about this song. The pussy ass way that a weak ass podcaster or broadcaster would say what Charlemagne said there is they would have said, yeah, you know, he put out a song with SZA and I don't think that the reaction was necessarily as intense as you might have expected. You know, I feel like maybe the fans are you know, losing a little bit of interest because this song is not necessary. Now, it's a great song. It's a great song. SZA, I love SZA. I love Drake. They're the best. They're both amazing talents, generational talents. But I don't know. This song is maybe not my favorite song ever. That's what a weak-ass broadcaster would say.
Yeah.
Charlemagne, being a GOAT and being someone who's extremely talented, says, Drake put a song out last week. Nobody gives a fuck. He was just real about it.
Yeah.
So that, to me, when Drake responds to that and kind of like elevates this conversation so much, it's kind of obvious that this is being done to better market his music and the project. And even Drake needs a little bit of help from time to time getting a narrative across. And the narrative right here is, I'm still relevant, and Charlemagne, your opinion doesn't matter.
Also, how many black people were at that concert?
Well, this being Los Angeles, it was probably a decent percentage.
But it was a decent percentage. But like, who overpowered?
A lot of white. Well, but any show you go to LA, a lot of whites and a lot of Mexicans.
Yeah, but he has like a cult follow. Like his fan base, like Charlemagne. You're talking to people that like they fuck with Drake, but the people that fuck with Drake don't even fuck with Charlemagne. You get what I'm saying? Like where he's getting his main like.
But I don't know. I consider Charlemagne is a middle of the road, very, very popular.
I'm not talking about Charlemagne. I fuck with Charlemagne.
No, but I'm saying like flyover state, like the normal average 40-year-old hip hop fan at this point. Not even 40-year-old, but like he's about as big or as mainstream as you can get as a broadcaster in hip hop at this point. Just like Drake, like they both have like extremely high, appeals to like their respective demographics. But in this particular case, I feel like Charlemagne is speaking for us as well, because when he says this is a song that I didn't hear shit about, he's saying basically what all of us would have concluded if we had the conversation privately, you know?
For like a small percentage of the fan base. Like,
but I feel like we also are kind of like the average hip hop fans, don't you think? Like, granted, more gangster or like more deeper into the game, average, but we're like pretty close to the average guy who listens to. I don't know. I mean, combine the average of us all three, because I'm like a regular fucking white guy who's a little older than the average hip hop fan. Like
it hit different.
20 years older. But I mean, I don't know. Like to me, that's kind of weird, because I feel like Charlemagne was he was saying some obvious shit.
Yeah.
When the last time you just popped Drake in, like, I'm about to slide to this new Drake just dropped the single. If it don't got 21,
I'm a keep 100. I was Drake when the concert was out here because I was warming up for the concert, and I'm Drake when I'm looking for a fire ass caption.
Yeah,
That's what you do. Listen to the whole Drake album, looking for a caption.
Like if I'm Drake, I'm looking for a caption. Like say if I'm on some fire shit, I'm on the boat. I'm just like somewhere. I'm like let me. I even to play some old Drake and get some captions. Like
that's what I was saying. Like it was a Drake where I was checking for Drake at one point, but like when he put out shit with like 21 and Future and all of them, like, and I know it's another rapper that's gonna make him go into that like when Drake get on that dog shit, I fuck with him. I ain't gonna lie, cause he a pretty boy, but he popped that gangster shit.
Yeah, I like the demon energy from him.
Yeah, you would think he killed like 100 people when he started rapping like that.
And my thing is, Drake, this is just me, but I go back through the Drake catalog, and I'm a non R&B fan, but like when I go back and I just pick a random Drake album and just listen to it, is usually like 50% skips for me because I'm just not trying to listen to all this slow ass fucking slow jams, That's just not my shit. So even my favorite Drake albums are like, I'm listening to like half the songs. And so that kind of, for me has always made the repeat listening value of a lot of the projects maybe not what they would be for other things because I'm like a rap fan. And he does the R&B thing better. He does the rapper R&B thing better than basically anyone, and that's why he is the size that he is. But for me personally, I don't really go crazy for like half of his catalog.
That Free Smoke, like that album he was rapping on that little bit. What album was that?
I don't know, but honestly, the other thing too is like married kids, we not outside. Now the outside niggas is going whole Drake albums. You know why? Because the outside niggas is with the bitches, and you playing Drake with the bitches is a fucking field goal. So like, yeah, we might not be full Drake album. We might skip this one where he rapping, but the outside boys, they full Drake, and it's a lot of outside boys.
But no. He's saying this is a song. He's not downing Drake. He's saying that he just dropped a song that nobody gave a fuck about, and then he went to go listen to it, and it wasn't the greatest Drake song. So because I seen him bopping to Drake. He fucks with Drake.
Oh, I love Drake's music. Yeah, it's just I don't love all of his music. There's a lot of his music that I have no interest in, and I might listen to it the first time I listen to the project. But then, like we were sitting when we saw him live, and he chose when we saw him at the Staples Center to start out with a bunch of like really slow songs from the very beginning of his career. It was like I was hearing them for the first time. Like I just don't engage with that part of his discography. I didn't
know those songs. Like, I did, but I did not forgot about them. I'm like, oh, I remember when this one was kind of.
Lena and her girlfriends didn't know the fucking songs either. They're standing there like they're having fun, but they don't know the words. They have not heard these songs a million times. Whatever.
Talking
and I'm somebody that's been listening to Drake since like 2008 or whatever when he first dropped that one tape. Like I was around for all that shit. I just don't really process that side of his discography.
Yeah.
Lena asked him, is it oh yeah, what'd she say? Do you guys feel gay sitting right here, or is it gay for you two to be right here?
She did ask us that. Does this feel gay?
You know, so didn't crazy. Feel gay. Drake used to fuck with Draco so tough, it was crazy. Like I think it was like how you listen, whoever winning the Grammy, he win the Grammy. I'm like, damn, is we hitting it? He like, let me hit this nigga. Like, damn, I don't get an invite. Pull up. Soon as we get there, they got his name on the list.
I remember that day, yeah.
Bruh, like, we used to get so much shit on him. Like, anything Drake, we there, like, we with OVO.
When he fuck with somebody, he fuck with him.
You know what's crazy is that the other day I was around this girl, and she just showed me Drake's dick on her phone.
It's crazy.
And I'm just Dub's like, I'm uncomfortable. No, I'm just, it was just like, somehow this just randomly came up and she's just showing me and I'm not believing it and she could tell I'm not believing it. I'm like, yeah, all right. She goes right back to her fucking, her text messages, scrolls through the rest of it, shows me a bunch of other selfies and like photos of him that I never seen before. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then like, she's still trying to prove it to me more. She goes to the Instagram DM. shows me the fucking full Instagram history with the DM, the blue check, whatever.
Oh my God.
I don't know this girl to be a psychopathic liar or anything, but she showed me, and the skin color matched up with the skin color that I would think that Drake's dick would actually be. And I'm not gonna lie, like I'm sure you're wondering right now, Adam, was it big? Was it small? The man's got a missile on him, like a baby arm, if you will. Now the genius part about the photo that I saw is once I got done absorbing it, pause, or like thinking about like, whoa, is that really what I'm looking at? Is that there was nothing in the photo that could identify it to him, I don't believe. So like he would, even if this photo came out, he would probably have like plausible deniability. But I couldn't even wrap my head around the fact that this could potentially be a real thing. If I'm Drake, I am not sending dick pictures to these random fucking girls, right? Like what level of trust could you possibly have? Apparently your trust was at least a little bit misguided because this girl's showing me and having a whole goddamn conversation about it. But I don't think he had actually put dick to her. You're looking at me like you think that this whole conversation is a little gay.
No, it's crazy. Because, like, what if he only, you think he just dick flicks it out to all the bitches?
Well, that's what I'm wondering is he going to hear this and be able to deduce, oh, it must have been her because there's only so many girls.
out.
Or is in his head, is it like, oh, there's like 100 girls that it could have
On
been?
the dead
That's
homies.
what I was about to say. You think he's a dick flick type of guy?
Or do you think that he's secretly hoping that she will expose it? Because I'm going to be honest with you, if that photo came out,
all the bitches.
it would be all praise. It was not like it's not like he was working like a middle of the road type dick. No, like you could do porn. Like if you weren't a great singer and actor or a rapper or whatever, then you could be a real deal Johnny Sins out here in this bitch. Like you could be doing your damn thing.
On the dead homies.
You're admiring Drake's dick a little bit too hard.
Listen, I was only looking at it
on the dead homies.
I was only looking at it for maybe like 15 seconds. It's not admiring. I was just in shock at the fact that I was actually looking at something. It would be like,
was it looking at you too, or was it?
all right. If your homie showed you like, hey, look, I got a picture of.
Did it look like this?
I can't even think of it.
Did it look like this?
Did it look
Why
like
are you trying to look?
Did it look like Blueface's son's hernia?
He just want to look at any. A nigga showed me a picture of a dick. I don't want to look. He grabbing it, trying to turn the
I was trying.
brightness up.
I didn't. I could tell that the phone was fucking off too. Yo, I gotta say, in the competition between Drake's dick and Blueface's baby's hernia, I might give it to Blueface's baby though. That hernia was the size of a fucking house. But besides that,
It's
I
not
felt like
his
it was pretty
baby.
solid.
It's the other dude's baby.
Roy's baby.
Roy baby.
Roy baby.
Roy's baby.
It's not Blueface.
Roy face.
Roy face. No. Roy Rock.
So I'm so glad that I could even just acknowledge that I saw this photo of Drake's penis because I've been thinking about it for like months.
Who could say they seen Drake's dick before?
Exactly. Me and
Somebody got their hand up over there?
me
No.
and a couple other girls who were in that room at that moment. But basically, like
Oh, so she was showing everybody in the room.
I saw it because she was showing Lena it, and then I walk up. And Lena was kind of like, oh my God, don't show him. He's never going to shut the fuck up about it, whatever. And I'm like, what? What is it? And the girl didn't shy away. She's like, oh, look, it's Drake's dick. And I'm like, nah. And then that's when she starts
She's in
scrolling through the
trouble.
DMs and the text to prove to me. I'm just like, what? Either she's getting catfished by someone who's pretending to be him, which does not seem very likely, or I actually saw that shit. So I'm just saying, I am privy to some of the world's greatest secrets. Drake's been doing a great job his whole career and not showing the world his penis. Somehow I laid eyes on it.
That's crazy. On the dead homies.
It's a new world that we live in, man. Am I going to make like Shade
Dub
Room and
drop
TMZ?
it.
You think Shade Room's going to post about me saying that I saw Drake's dick?
You think Drake gonna repost you talking about his dick?
Definitely not. But do you think that like the Shade Room would care about a heterosexual alleged white guy having seen it? I don't know.
That's what I'm
Only
saying.
one way to find out.
What would be fucked up is if me having this conversation leads to it leaking. Then I could understand him being very upset with me.
Yeah. Drake,
Although it would not have been my fault.
Drake, it is your fault.
No way. Well, just acknowledging that he has a
Your
cock.
fault. Yeah,
he got a cock.
It is your fault at this point.
You got a
The
hammer.
Shade Room-
Blaming it on Adam.
Does the Shade Room not like no jumper?
I heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm a Hollywood Unlocked guy over here, you know?
Yeah.
I hate when there's somebody that don't like you and you don't know why. Like, why don't you fuck
Yeah,
with
because
me?
I don't see them clip shit.
Yeah, right.
But maybe we don't matter to them.
Definitely there's that as well.
Hollywood Unlocked.
Hollywood Unlocked will post, like, when I went to the Blueface show the other day, they had like 2 or 3 posts up about my Instagram story clips by the time I woke up the next day. So Hollywood Unlocked
Shout
is
out
tapped
Hollywood
in.
a lot.
Yeah.
We from this side of town anyway.
Shout out to Jason Lee. Well, speaking of, I recently did a very, very controversial interview with Tasha K. Had a great conversation with her. At a certain point within the conversation, she informed me that she had just done Joe Budden as well while she was on her little tour. So I guess she did like a 2 or 3 hour interview with Joe Budden, and she was very happy about it. And then Joe decided that he wasn't going to release it. Her version of it was that Cardi B and Offset didn't want him to release it. His version of it was basically him saying that some of the things that she said in the interview could have got him sued or would ruin relationships or whatever, because she was talking all kinds of crazy shit. You could probably guess who she was talking shit about. She talks about Cardi B. She's very, very honest about that. She's not really backing down from any of the claims that she made about Cardi B throughout the lawsuit that Cardi had against her and everything like that. But Joe decided not to release his Tasha K interview because he is a corporate shill now and he listens to people who tell him not to drop the shit. I dropped the shit. I have not been sued yet. I have not actually even had any single person hit me up angry about the interview. Now, there's a chance that his interview was a little bit spicier than mine, but as a longtime JBP listener, that hurt to be like, damn, so you really don't got the nuts to really just let that shit rock, right?
I seen you get on your gangster shit. Didn't they run down on him? No, didn't he already? He might be scared.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you kind of
He
got
might be spooked.
you got an idea of
He
what
okay.
Joe's character might have been like when you heard about the story, because when he first started doing Everyday Struggle, and that was like his first non Joe Budden podcast thing. And at the time on the Joe Budden podcast, they weren't doing a ton of like rap news type shit. So at that time, all of a sudden he's talking crazy about Yachty on Everyday Struggle when it first started, like the first couple months or whatever. There was an episode where he was really going crazy on Yachty. And so then he sees some QC affiliates. I don't know if it was P or Coach K or some goons or whoever the fuck. He's seen him at like a mall or some shit. And they basically pressed Joe and told him, stop talking about Yachty. And his response, like from his own mouth, was basically like, all right, you got it. Like, I won't talk about him anymore, which to me is kind of crazy, because if you were letting your nuts hang on the podcast and being honest about not liking a rapper or not liking a person or whatever, and then somebody who's a big tough affiliate of that person can come up to you and have a sternly worded conversation basically telling you don't talk about that person anymore, and you just say okay, then what the fuck are you even getting on the mic and doing podcasts for in the first place? Like, what was the point of you putting out your opinion about this person if all it was going to take was somebody to tell you to stop, then you were going to stop? Like, I think as a broadcaster, you have to really like stand on your shit
You
and
gotta
care
stand on
about
business, right?
You have to be willing to have conversations that are not going to make you popular if you want to be a great broadcaster. And so I always, when I've realized that was how that went down, I was a little bit troubled by that. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, somebody has a strongly worded conversation with them, or maybe like hints at the fact that they're going to beat the shit out of them, and that's enough to get you to stop talking about somebody. But now we're seeing that play out again with the Tasha K thing. And I feel for Tasha K because she fucking traveled all the way to Jersey to do this interview, spends hours of her time, probably spent thousands of dollars on travel and security and accommodations and all that kind of shit. And then you're just not going to put it out just because this is the thing. If he was actually worried about certain parts of the interview getting him sued, you could remove those parts of the interview. Yeah, you could snip out. If she had said some crazy shit, if she had gone a little bit harder than she went in my podcast with her, on certain topics, I might have thought, okay, she said this, this, and this. Maybe we should snip those parts out because we don't want to get sued or whatever. But in reality, it's extremely hard to get sued as a podcast for just platforming somebody who has opinions about somebody else, especially like the kind of things that she's gotten in trouble for saying, which is basically like saying that somebody might have had an STD or saying that somebody might have sent people to be violent towards somebody else. I don't know. Maybe she went further with it on Joe's shit, but in general, you're just not going to get sued for something that somebody says on your podcast. Now, and you do have to be careful about titled shit. You might want to use the word allegedly. You might want to kind of preface stuff. You don't want to be all in on somebody's accusations about somebody, but giving someone a platform, it's going to be really, really hard for you to face repercussions of that. Now, it might be just an issue of him thinking that, you know, people might just have horrible results from their life. Like if somebody came on the podcast and said, Desto Dub is gay, it might be kind of like irresponsible for me to run that knowing that it would have a negative impact on your life or whatever. And I don't want to fuck over somebody who's always been cool with me. Sure. But snip out that part. Put out the though? I'm sorry. Donnie's gay. They said Donnie's gay. Boom. All right. Now, like, snip that part out. Make it so that she didn't just fly all the way to the other side of the country to do a 3-hour interview and then you don't put the whole fucking thing out. He's not being honest.
Who is he signed to?
Joe?
Yeah.
Nobody.
So he's independent?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So who the fuck calls the shots for him?
But he's not that independent because he's apparently shook to release content because it might offend some of his connections. I don't know.
Is Cardi a part of Rock Nation?
I don't even know how these things
work. Is Joe Budden cool with Rock Nation? I don't know.
I'm not paying attention.
They say Rock Nation, Tory Lanez. Speaking of Tory Lanez.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Rock Nation does big things. I'm sure they can control the narrative in all kinds of ways. But either way, the Tasha K interview is out. I have never gotten this much feedback from the black woman community in my entire life. So I'm feeling pretty good about that because I'm reading through the comments, and this is not like a demographic that I'm used to appreciating me or wanting to hear from me at all in any way. But I'm reading through the comments, and it's a whole lot of, you know, black women that, from what I could tell from their YouTube profile pictures, and I'm like, holy shit, they love me on this one because I actually sat down and had a real genuine conversation with Tasha K. Probably the first 40 minutes of it was just me asking her about her come up and how she came to be in this position in her early days of doing YouTube and, you know, how she got into the relationship that she's in, and she was bearing her fucking soul talking about her uncle molesting her and all this wild ass shit.
Damn.
So, I mean, I personally, I was proud of it. I thought it was one of the best conversations I had in a long time. And I treated her with a degree of respect, and I treated her as if she really had like a valuable perspective for us to discuss, which I think is why her fan base was impressed by it, because it would be the easiest thing in the world to get on camera with her and just be like, well, let's run through your top 10 controversies and let's just talk about the flavor of the week things that are kind of controversial right now. But I felt like actually the conversation was so good. And so that's why it really feels good to see that the JBP has been commodified by the corporate interests and the deep state. And they apparently are not working on behalf of the people anymore. Whereas No Jumper, on the other hand, we are doing the interviews that the people want to see. And then we are actually releasing them, even if we are getting feedback from the corporate machine telling us not to drop it. So at least in that regard, I could say that it was basically a W. Yeah.
Yeah. I see you went hard on him. I don't think Joe Budden's going to feel what you said. Has he responded in any type of way? Or you think he's waiting for the show?
I heard something I saw in the Reddit. There was something he said last week where he was basically like accusing me of using hair gel. Which you guys can all...
use hair gel?
I do not. Look at my hair. I know it's not looking great, but it's not... There's no gel.
But what's wrong with you wearing hair gel?
Yeah, gel is like not that out of the ordinary.
I think it's just the type of person that wears gel.
I think it's just like black people don't wear hair gel, so when they want to make fun of a white person, they're going to say, oh, you got hair gel.
Joe Budden. What is Joe Budden?
Mexican.
Yeah, he's not black, is he?
I'm just kidding. You're about to roll with it?
I don't know. I don't see...
He ain't Mexican. What is he? Puerto Rican?
Accusing you for hair gel, so you had to fire back anyway. Just because he tried to come for the 22ster. Anyway.
I wasn't really pressed about the hair gel comments. Like, to me, that's not really like a roast that I'm all that concerned with.
When you seen that he didn't have the nuts
to drop the fucking podcast, yeah, I was just a little bit taken aback by like to me, doing a 2 or 3 hour interview and not dropping it is one of the worst feelings that I could possibly have in my heart and in my soul. We did a Spider-Loc interview a couple of weeks ago that they didn't record the audio, so that's never going to see the light of the day.
Yeah.
When they told me that, the way I felt was I felt sick to my stomach. I felt depressed. I felt horrible. Like even the fact that I had to get in there and do interviews the next day felt like genuinely hard because I put so much of my time and my personality into these fucking interviews, and even just having the conversation with Spiderlock, I probably spent a couple hours researching them beforehand.
Yeah.
Sit there for 2 hours having the conversation. I'm having a conversation with him afterwards about how great the conversation was, and then the fact that they're never going to get to see it, that shit hurts. Like very, very upsetting. I should probably have more safeguards in place to make that the world will never see.
Voiceover.
That's what I was thinking. There's got to be some kind of AI, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they could like read the lips or whatever. How you feel about Spiderlock being part of the team though? You think we should try that out?
Man, I think we should try it out.
I'm thinking about bringing at the end of the day back. Whole new cast. Fuck
new
it.
cast.
We upgraded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skirt.
I mean, it's just an idea.
Do we name it at the end of the day?
Everybody says at the end of the day, regardless. So it's like, why not fucking keep it going?
It.
Yeah.
Let's run with it.
I don't know. It's an idea.
Yeah.
Some people might get upset, but
We're doing a fashion show Saturday. LA
Are you?
fashion show.
Where?
LA Convention Center.
really,
About to go crazy trying to take that New York shit to LA.
I got to do an interview Saturday afternoon.
It's like 6, but we're going up all weekend. And I'm dropping the song with V's.
Really?
Yes.
I saw you on the radar freestyle too.
Yeah.
How's that going?
They ain't dropping it yet.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
really getting
yeah.
it there.
On the radar shit was pretty fun.
Did you hit him with a combination?
Yeah, man. I come in and I did my damn thing.
So let me ask you this: when you're doing that shit, you record it in advance and then you lip sync,
What do you mean?
like the on the radar shit.
You can't give up the sauce.
You record it separately.
No, you don't record it separately. You record it right then and there.
Really?
You give them a beat and then you freestyle, but then if you stop, they'll stop and let you keep going.
Really?
And you kind of like with me, bro, I was just like, at first I was going through a lot of beats and then I found a beat from Fizzle. And then I'm like, okay, I damn near like wrote like a long ass verse, but like I just would mix different parts around, you know, depending on it. So
I've watched a lot of them, and I'm pretty sure they're not recording a large percentage of the time because I've watched people do like horrible lip syncing.
Yeah.
no, but that's like okay, like the ones that I've seen just from that they really posted, yeah. But then some people go in there and they'll play a song and do lip sync. But
If you watch the Drake and Central C one, Drake is expertly lip syncing every fucking word of his, which was kind of weird, and that made me feel like maybe he's punching in like and recording it live. But then the Central C one was like much worse. Like
when you say lip sync, I mean they was playing the beat. I mean they was
playing the finished
words.
song, and then you're like rapping along to it.
No.
Yeah.
I gave them an instrumental when I did mine.
Yeah, some people play the instrumental for sure. Some people play
I know a few people give them the instrumental. Then some people
play
it's
the
more
whole
like a
song,
marketing
though, for
scheme.
sure.
You know?
Yeah, I seen that too many times. I'm like, they're playing the whole song. This is definitely a song playing. Like this is not a raw, because you know, like raw performance is a flaw, like a little flaw, but it's just because it's not engineered.
But the freestyle
way.
shit
You know
is
what I'm saying?
I've never
bro.
seen an on the radar one where I thought that it looked like they were just recording live, because anytime you're recording live, there's going to be like little hiccups, little things that don't sound right or whatever. And I've watched some rappers, some like mumble rapper ass motherfuckers who were like
Maybe they-
barely moving their mouth.
But you said when you stop, they'll edit it for you, right?
Yeah, because like I was
So
falling
they're
off and I'll
like-
just come back from right
Yeah,
there.
so when they punch, they getting the best clip of what they said. They probably go through it about 7, 8
Yeah, but I don't
times.
know. Everybody different, but I know when I went there, I gave them an instrumental with no words. But maybe somebody do give them the whole song finished and they just try to act like they
I want to
doing
start doing those once we get the store going.
it. Yeah.
Start recording it on the street or in the store itself.
I just dropped that Coachella, man. Lost in Coachella, man.
Lost in
You dropped a
Coachella.
song?
Yeah, I just dropped the song.
On streaming services on YouTube. I was
All
looking at your
streaming-
YouTube the
all
other day. I didn't see
streaming
it.
services. I ain't dropped the video to it.
I was
yet.
listening to the song that Trap Lord Ross claimed was incriminating.
Not
You
enough.
see us having that conversation?
Nah,
Shut up. You didn't see that?
I didn't see the Trap Lord Ross shit.
Well,
yet.
me and him were having a conversation. I was wondering if you were going to get mad at me because it's kind of snitchy.
Snitchy.
You know, snitchish.
I had a person tell me, say, yeah, your fit is very wacky.
Oh, Walkie's going crazy. You know about Walkie? Yeah, look, Trap Lord Ross on if Brick Baby had something to do with blank incident.
he always says that. That's
I know,
his-
but he asked me
runs
about
with
it.
That's crazy. I didn't see
Actually,
that.
maybe I brought it up. I don't remember. But either way, I'm like, there's nothing could be wrong with us having
Let's
the
hear it.
conversation. I'm not playing it right now.
Trap Lord Ross.
I'm about to go see this shit when I go back.
He was just raising.
You drop so much content, bro, to catch up with you with everything that you drop is crazy. Because I watch, like, I even watch the Wax Show just to keep up with what's going on, so I know what to ask your motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying?
Look at fucking Trap Lord Ross rocking that hat. What a legend. Yeah, but that was look, Trap. Oh, so he already put out a video quite some time ago, 140,000 views. Did Brick Baby the lineup Quanta Rondo? But the whole like number one thing that he said was basically like that. There's no way, because you would have to be insane to have actually been involved with it and then drop rap lyrics that seem to specifically mention it.
Come on, man.
But
I didn't mention it though.
You're outside, so is there a chance that Brick Baby might know something about that situation that I don't know? Quite possibly. And is there a chance that Brick Baby is so enterprising that he might spit a rap verse and intentionally make it sound like he was talking about something that everybody in LA was wondering about? I could see you doing that. That doesn't mean that you did it or that you were directly involved in it.
So the lyrics state that I charge a quarter for a pack of hundreds, not enough.
Right.
It was alleged that they gave me 100,000. Now it went to 1 million. So 100's not enough. So you know what I mean? Like, I was saying that you disrespected me for even saying that a person gave me 100,000 to throw my life away.
So you weren't even thinking about that when you wrote that lyric?
No.
Okay. Either way. Free Brick Baby.
Yeah. Cookie, cuz.
Let's see. What else we got on this list? We talked about Selena. We talked about Drake's dick.
Jay Prince.
What's going on with Jay Prince?
Jay Prince found a rat in his pool.
And he named it Gunna. Jay Prince Jr.
Jay Prince Jr.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You think that Gunna should still be having people use him like a 6ix9ine and just kind of using him as a stand-in for every single snitching conversation ever?
I mean, no. Like,
it just be like that ain't got shit to do with you. As you just finding a reason to talk about this.
Yeah, but you guys are both being a lot nicer to Gunna than you would be to anybody else in this position because you care for
haven't spoke. You know what I mean? And they like somebody came out, you know, and said, "Oh, you don't know to the end, so you can't really like."
Why none of the YSL members ain't said nothing?
But a bunch of them have, right? And we did that whole interview with Mondo, and he was talking about it, right?
No, I'm talking about that's in jail. Nobody sent word out like, yeah, he's a for sure snitch. Like, the thing is, he didn't offer no new information on the case. He pled out. He copped out when he was supposed to stay down. That's different than snitching. Like, you were supposed to stay down, and you copped out. You took a plea deal when everybody else was taking it to trial. You know what I'm saying? As much money as we made together, as much time as we spend together, we up against something. We all up against it together. Don't nobody take no deals without everybody being in agreement. Because if it could put me in the worst place in the case, it's just like you throwing me up under the bus just so you could go home. You get what I'm saying? And it's not telling because you didn't tell them anything they didn't know. You can look up news articles from dating back to 2016, 17, all this shit. YSL members off Cleveland Avenue go to jail for this crime, for this crime. They're already documented in the gang book as what they're documented in, right? What they're trying to say is the YSL that they fuck with is the label. So where Gunna did fuck up was saying that they operate as a label in a street gang. If he would have said with two separate entities, he would have got away like, well, that's two separate entities, but I've heard of both. Yes, ma'am.
But,
you get what I'm saying?
So you think it's corny for Jay Prince Jr. to be just injecting Gunna into this conversation about a rat that he found in his pool?
It got to be some underlying conditions. Gunna done fuck that bitch, or he didn't do a feature beforehand, and now he got the upper hand to where he could talk about him. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a gang of rats. He could have called him anything.
Right.
You You know what I mean? He could have called him any one of these snitching.
I'm sure that in the whole of Texas, there's a bunch of other rats that they could have easily involved. But, you know, he's probably not thinking about it like that. He's probably thinking about it like, well,
could have been Charleston White.
There's a famous rat, yeah.
Why didn't call it Charleston
Bro,
White?
I clicked on a Charleston White interview with Say Cheese the other day, and before I know it, I've been watching it for an hour and a half, and the whole time he's telling one story, which is just him talking about meeting up with Aiden Ross and hanging out with Aiden Ross and how
Aiden Ross.
Yeah, yo, like I listened, like he has a pretty unbelievable gift of gab that he could talk about this one story for an hour and a half like that. Like it's kind of awe-inspiring.
Right.
Yeah. It's like the easiest fucking interview in the world because Sean is sitting there. Sean says about 8 words throughout the entirety of the fucking interview, and then this thing has like 2 million views.
Yeah.
From Charleston White just babbling for an hour straight. Nobody else gets to do that. Like nobody. I've never been on a podcast or had somebody pay me to do an interview. I've actually never been paid to do an interview in general. So, but like in general, you sit down and you tell one story about one weekend of your life, and it's an hour and a half, and it gets 2 million views. He really is in a class of his own in that regard. You got to give it to him.
That's because he talks to himself in all his conversations.
And a lot of times when he's telling the story, he'll end up just meandering into talking about something else for 20 minutes and then kind of come back to the main conversation.
He's good at it, though.
It was wild.
Yeah, he's definitely a storyteller, comedian for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't go against it. But at the end of the day, it's a whole lot of trolling. By the way, I got some real information that'll be breaking this week in the interview. Sway guy showing me the contracts of what he signed for the fight, and we'll get into.
So that's the guy that Charleston White pepper sprayed?
Yeah.
So you're saying that he signed a contract that was not like a straight up boxing contract? It was like I'm going to pepper spray you contract?
The interview about to drop.
Why did everybody tell me I was tripping when I said that shit was fake when he pepper sprayed him? Everybody's like, no, that was real. That was real. He's wearing cough syrup. You remember?
You head to toe in that shit.
You know him or he just bought that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. But yeah, he's going to tell the whole story of all the shit, so he doesn't keep getting shammed as being.
While people are acting like he's a pussy for that?
Yeah, exactly. But you seen the little footage of them meeting up by the pool with no security, nobody in the background, and they play fighting and they throw each other in the pool and then they start sparring in the pool. That was after all of the shit.
People really be acting surprised that boxing promotion shit is fake. It's like that shit is all WWE at this point. Even believing that the fights themselves are honest is a little bit of a leap, you know?
Certain ones.
But like
certain ones.
If you ever see one of those fights and it looks a little sketchy, it's like, yeah, you could probably assume that it's not on the up and up, right?
Yeah, they're paying, you know, they might get a budget and they might go find somebody they're paying that, like, I'm going to beat you up for this.
Right.
Just take this and I'm going to win.
Let me answer this question. We are on the eve of Tyga and YG releasing their collaborative project. These are realistically is like pretty much 2 of the biggest musical hip hop stars from LA. Realistically, are the streets primed for this? What kind of first week numbers do you think they're going to do? Is this going to be a successful project? Because on one hand, 2 of the biggest names coming out of LA are releasing music these days. On the other hand, I just don't know how much excitement there is to necessarily hear a whole album. Are they going to do a whole project of booty shaking anthems, which is kind of like a lot of their big hits that they've had over the course of the past couple of years? Or are they going to maybe take it in a more serious direction? It's kind of hard to imagine. Is YG going to get Tyga a little bit more in his gangster bag, or is doing a gangster project or a street project, is that kind of like a waste of an opportunity, because these are guys who have proven in the past to be able to make, you know, big mainstream hits? These are all my questions.
I feel like with the beef, the streets aren't anticipating it. And it's not not like, because the promotion's not there.
And there's been so many booty shaking anthems that it's kind of hard to get geeked up for once you've gotten used to that.
If
you know?
they on that young LA shit that they on right now, the young LA party ass shaking music that they're making, like that little Vada tear it up. Let me see you tear it up. Like if they get on some like real ratchet shit, like you know what I'm saying, like that'd be cool. But I feel like it's gonna do what it's gonna do, just being Tyga and them. But I got first week under 50K.
Yeah, no, definitely under 50K. I think seems fair. But I mean, you look at these numbers, and I know you should always be careful about trusting YouTube numbers and everything. But they put out a song called Platinum together. I think this is the one where they went and met up with Lil Blood in Oakland or whatever, right? Yeah. Tyga, YG, and Blast, West Coast Weekend, 7.6 and 9.3 million views. They put out a song called Party Time a month ago, 7.4 million views. These are actually being split between Tyga and YG's channels, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I guess they have worked together a lot over the years. I mean, realistically, these view counts of 7.6 and 9.9 million views on all this shit that they put out recently, I mean, those are big boy view totals for these guys. So I guess that leads you in the direction of thinking that the project's going to do pretty good.
The Go Loco went crazy.
Go Loco went crazy, but you wonder to what extent. No, but okay, Go Loco is different than the one that ended up, the one that Tyga took down. What was that shit called? The one that they took down because they thought it was racist? Ay Caramba.
Oh, Ay Caramba.
Did anybody re-upload that is what I want to know. Tyga, Ay Caramba. This is just the song. Oh, so he never took the song down off his YouTube. He just took down the video. I guess the video was like the racist thing.
Yeah.
Tyga, A Macarena, 183 million views. So he been doing this, bro. He been appropriating the Mexican culture. But nobody re-uploaded the video, huh? Or right here, 105K. Maybe this is it. Somebody must have re-uploaded it.
For sure.
But damn, fucking, that was a wild time to be alive.
That's crazy. I think, how long ago did this song come out?
What? Ay Caramba? That was probably 2 years ago when the whole
maybe 3
controversy went down. Yeah.
That's crazy. Because, I mean, like.
No, yeah, it was less than 2 years.
Was it overboard or they were just mad because he came out dressed like a Mexican?
I mean, if you think that it's racist to basically impersonate Mexican people and play on every single stereotype that you could possibly think of that you would associate with their culture, for sure, it was a little over the top. Like, it was definitely like not. I mean,
was it Hispanics in a video?
Maybe, I can't really remember, but it was more like every single thing in the video was like basically a parody or a joke on something in Mexican culture. I think like the real kill shot is when you just say, could you imagine a world in which a Mexican rapper made a song that basically used black slang as the title?
They do it all the time.
And then but that's like their actual culture. Like they're not like going out of their way to like do a funny song to be like, look, I'm just like a black guy. But that video was kind of like basically like, oh, look, I'm Mexican for this video and it's funny, whatever. It's like, I totally understood why people weren't feeling it. I think that like removing the video was a lot, but at the same time, I don't blame Tyga for making that decision because
Mexicans
a lot of people were offended.
Amiris and designer.
I feel you, but that's not them trying to be funny.
Saying it's not them trying to be funny, but it's them.
That's just actually how they dress.
It is. But I'm just like, I mean, if you suit up for a video and like, but if you, I get it. Yeah. I get it. Because people trip off the blackface shit. Like, you can't really.
Oh, hell
dress up like a black person or turn your skin color.
If Sad Boy Loco does a video in blackface, for sure it's going to be a rough day for him.
It's going to be
justifiably so. That's just not going to go over too well.
It's not cool. I get it.
Kind of hard to imagine.
Wait, I get where Tyga's coming from, where he thought he meant no harm. Like, he thought he was like shouting out all the funny shit.
He was doing like he always been doing.
Because they laugh. You go on Fools Gone Wild, they laugh at their own culture.
Yeah, but I remember them being kind of upset about that video.
I know,
like,
but
the food pages and shit were probably the main reason why that shit got taken down.
For sure.
Yeah.
The food community, all that shit. But what I'm saying is, if you go on their page, their parodies are making fun of different sides of their culture.
Yeah,
like,
but when they do it to each other, it's okay.
Cool. Yeah,
when
just like
a black person comes and does it, It's like, but you've seen the fact that it was generally accepted for a long ass time because YG did do the Ika Rumba video or the Go Loco video and everything like that. That video is still up. That video got tens of millions of views. Nobody gave a shit. If a white person were to do it, it would be like automatically flagged as racist as fuck. The culture has like moved along a little bit that 4 years ago he did Go Loco. Nobody gave a shit.
But now,
fast forward 2022, Ika Rumba comes out. Mexicans not feeling
canceled.
But the Mexican people are more in tune with their voice and the fact that they actually are able to have a change on the culture by coming out and saying something about it or whatever. So it's like, I mean, that's a good thing that they're able to like, you know, actually get shit done by making noise about a subject that they don't appreciate or whatever. You gotta respect it.
Look, they say Quando Rondo. I wanted to talk about that.
What, him
They
performing
say
live?
Quando Rondo performing live, and you know,
They said that was an impromptu performance at a restaurant because it looked like a very small crowd, all things
it
considered,
was,
right?
but it didn't look like a fucking. It
Didn't look
looked
like
like it was at
Applebee's.
least like 100, 200 people there, like a club, like a restaurant turned into a club. They said
But it wasn't like an announced
10
show,
people.
I
That
don't
was
think.
a kickback. Like he performed. He might have got paid to perform there. They
The
might have
crazy
gave
thing
him
to
a
me
couple
is just the
thousand.
fact that that's like his first time performing since Vaughn got killed, like 2 fucking years
Niggas
ago.
wasn't going to them shows. They was scared.
No, he had shows.
Has he?
Yeah.
People were saying that was his first performance. Well, then why is this such a big piece of news?
No,
if he's
remember he
performing
had a
others?
show and only like 5 people came to that motherfucker?
Really?
And then he had another show and allegedly like they were somewhere coming from a show and they got into a shootout or some shit.
Shit, I don't even remember.
That shit
His
was
life
on
has
the
been
news. Yeah.
chaotic since that shit went
Yeah.
down. But I'm not gonna lie, like that YoungBoy documentary just turned me into a way bigger Quando Rondo fan. Like I've just been way more tapped in. I was just listening to what's the one mixtape, From the Neighborhood to the Grave or some shit. I was just listening to that. I know he put his flag down, but he got a lot of great music.
Did he put his flag down? Because it's like he picked
Yup.
it right back up.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. No, I know he put his
Y'all
flag down,
posted
but
it.
I'm like,
Yeah, we
I
posted
remember,
it, but-
yeah, everybody posted it. Everybody was on him about it, like the homies was on him about it. But then out of nowhere, didn't they have like the 3860 or 38 NH? They were about to drop a collab album.
They did drop a collab album, but that was way before he dropped his flag.
No, I thought that came out right after.
No, but
Oh.
my question is just like, yeah, like I don't know, like I guess that was another thing I picked up from the YoungBoy documentary was like just realizing how hard he was pushing the neighborhood thing early in his career. Because even like when he signed to YoungBoy, they gave him the chain on stage and everything, and he throwing up 5,000 gang signs, and he's getting the crowd to chant neighborhood back at him and shit. And I'm kind of like, oh, all right, now I understand why it was such a big deal when he said that. You know, when he was putting in
Yeah,
the
when
calls,
he-
a big
yeah.
U, and then when he even said that he was done with it and stuff, I'm like, because I wasn't really like tuned into the early part of Quando's
I
career
was in jail
necessarily.
during his career, so I just heard about him.
Yeah.
Like
He was putting
real
on
shit.
about,
Yeah, no, he was
about
going
as hard
crazy.
as anybody could. Like he was
Yeah.
going off with it, but
He was going
that
crazy.
brings a lot of responsibility.
Exactly. When
A
you
lot
try
of
to be
hate,
the
a lot of-
toughest- when you try to be the toughest one and the most known one, the eyes are all on you.
And
my
when you
boy.
banging a gang from out of state, and in LA, there's like 50,000 fucking members of that shit, or 20,000 members, or whatever
You
the
gotta
fucking number
watch
it
out
is.
for them as much you gotta watch out for them.
Exactly. And every single one of them is watching you, just thinking like, okay, Georgia, sure. Let's see how y'all are doing it out there. Let's see
Yeah.
if you living up to what we believe this shit's supposed to be
Then I
about.
heard
You
the-
are under the fucking microscope hardcore.
sure.
And he figured that out as time went by, you know?
And I heard the Hoovers ran down on him
Really?
at the Beverly Center
Damn.
because I guess he was in a picture with all the homies or some shit. I don't know. He just took a picture throwing up fuck Hoover.
You're talking about the same day or like a different time, because where his homie got shot was like literally next door to the Beverly Center at
This
that
is a
gas
whole
station.
different time. No,
Well, he
I'm
needs to
talking-
stay away from that
they didn't
intersection
run
in
down
general.
and shoot at him. They were in the wall and they were like you from 60? Woo, you like I
Right.
don't know what I think it's a viral clip. I don't know what
He was
happened.
probably just dissing
But
Tony Willrich. He probably didn't want
Tony
to.
Willrich is not a Crip anymore. He said it. He's done.
You made him
He
lay
took
his
the
flag
content.
down. You had that impact on him.
I mean, you know, I knew where the interview was gonna go after I did it. How I did it.
You still hearing about that from people?
Nah, because you see what's going on. I didn't agree with what he had going on. I let him hee ha ha. I was interviewing him.
Right.
Let him get his little.
A lot of people don't seem to get that. When you do an interview with somebody, you're kind of like signing up to basically be nice to them or be accommodating with like the vast majority of the crazy shit that they're going to say.
Exactly.
You can't, well, it's very rare that you go into an interview and somebody says something, you're like, no, you're a liar. I've seen Flacco do that. I've seen Flacco do interviews with people and just call them a clout chaser the whole time. It's kind of awkward. Like if you're going to do an interview with somebody, you kind of are agreeing to give them more respect than you might if you were entering into a conversation in a different way.
Yeah, Flacco is just a fucking troll.
He's out of his mind.
He's out of his mind. He's crazy.
I got to interview the Megan Cuniff, aka the court reporter, like the woman who was doing all the reporting on the Tory Lanez case and shit. She like hangs out at the fucking courthouse building like every day reporting on all these high profile trials.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the lady with the glasses?
Yeah, and she's the one who Tory Lanez allegedly called her a googly-eyed bitch right before he went in.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy that he had that commitment.
We reported that on the news.
He had that commitment, like, if I'm going down, I'm going to go down as a dickhead the whole way. I'm going to make fun of this reporter all the way on the way out.
For sure. So he said that the reports have been false about him being scared for his life in jail.
Yeah, okay. So as prison/jail previous people that have spent time there, what do you think Tory Lanez' situation is? Because he's in prison. You ain't really been to prison, right?
Nah.
But you probably have a general idea how he would get treated.
Prison is, I mean.
Because the argument is basically like, because he committed physical violence to a woman, that's going to make him a huge target of people in there. Is that true?
No. He's not going to be on the main line.
But if he was, because it is true, right, that like if you fuck a little kid or you do something fucked up to a child, that then you're going to be a huge target, right?
No, it's people on the yard that killed their wife.
Right. But is the thing about the kids true?
The kids shit for sure.
But yeah,
you
I've
do
seen the kid
anything
shit.
with a kid, you do anything with a minor, you do any type
That's
of
any
raping,
jail.
it's a rap.
But so you're saying that if you kill your wife, that's not nearly as serious?
No.
That's
To these
y'all
people.
business. You don't
Right.
know what's behind it. She could have.
But like if you
stole
fucked your little
everything out
daughter
your
or you in here for
account,
fucking
like,
kids and shit like
yeah,
that, or you
all
rape
that
some
weird
girls,
shit.
as soon as you get in that motherfucker,
As soon as you get in there, you getting your shit fired up. You might as well go. But when they know your case, like if you trying to hide it and you deny the PC, because when they know you in there, they're gonna be like, "Hey, you in there for a sex crime? We could take you with the rapist, and you just be over there with all the people like you." You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, "Oh, they're lying," da da da, and then they hit the main line. Then when people go to court with them and they hear their case or they know what's going on with them or something, like. Different races got other ways of finding out what you in jail for, bro. You'll get stabbed in your sleep. You're gonna get stabbed over just even the allegations.
The whole thing with him though is that like everybody already knows all the details about his case. Yeah. Everybody heard about it, and you're so famous that it doesn't matter if it's true or not. That motherfuckers are gonna want to hurt you to just get their rep up, right?
Yeah, that's why he's at where he's at. He's with a lot of other rich people.
Right.
All the millionaire and high profile people, like he's in a prison.
But he might be kind of fucking with, or he might be kind of upset about that because in his head, he wants to be a gangster. He wants to be a tough guy. You know, that's why he ends up in situations like shooting a bitch in the foot, is because he's trying to be on some tough shit. He can't really pull it off against some real gangsters, but you can shoot a bitch who's way taller than you in the foot.
So you think that he really shot her, or
Of
do you
course.
think that the other girl shot her?
Listen, I
'Cause
think that there's a possibility that there was some underlying tension or like different plot lines that were playing out there, but ultimately, yeah, I think he pulled the trigger on Meg.
why?
Well, I mean, anyone who paid attention to the case would probably have a hard time coming up with any other explanation. But I mean, did you hear him apologize to Kelsey on the phone? Because it's very hard to think of a reason that they were having that conversation otherwise.
I fuck me again. I was fucking you, and you know.
What did he apologize for though?
For shooting her.
He said, "I
I
didn't."
mean, he didn't say it, but
Did he say,
knew
"I didn't
he
mean
was
to
being
do it"?
recorded.
Yeah.
Basically, like what the fuck else would be he'd be acknowledging?
Yeah.
He asked her like, "What hospital is she in?"
Oh yeah.
You know, like he knew that Meg had sustained a very serious injury, and he's saying sorry.
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to imagine what else he might have been saying sorry for.
Yeah, you should have shut the fuck up. Yeah, I didn't. I missed that part.
And thing about that though is that he's making this on a jail phone. He's not an idiot. He knows that this is being recorded, but he also knows that in this moment, this is kind of like his last ditch effort to get Meg to shut the fuck up. So he's actually willing to make this phone call to Kelsey just because he's willing to do anything possible to try to make it so that she won't give a statement to the cops.
Yeah. She's already did that.
And if she
did that on the way to the
let's say this case went another way and Meg had not followed through with wanting to testify and all the things that had to happen in order for him to get convicted, then that phone call wouldn't have really mattered.
Yeah.
That's what he was banking on. Is like, maybe I can make this phone call and this will convince her, or this will convince Kelsey to tell her that I'm really, really sorry and therefore she shouldn't go through with this or whatever. But
yeah, you got to wait till you bail out to have that phone call.
yeah, it didn't work like that.
And she not broke. Like, you
For
dealing with
sure.
a broke bitch, shit, like, I'm you know, this nigga on, but like, she got some bread, bro.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you for sure got to get out and go with a loaf. Like, but at that point, she's already told. Like, she told on the way to the hospital. They probably let the officer ride
But
with
she
her.
did deny it at first. She
It's
denied it when the cops first questioned her about it. Then she goes on Instagram Live. Remember, she had the hoodie on and shit. It was
Yeah.
like the first time you ever seen her looking
But
like shit.
did she?
And she then said, "That N-word shot me."
Yeah, I remember
she
that.
finally
Yeah,
broke into
yeah.
it. And then we're all like, okay, it did happen the way that we all assumed it
But
happened.
did she deny it to the police first,
Well,
or did
that's
she
what I was
tell the
reporting,
world she was denying it? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Maybe I'm just going with the mainstream narrative, but yeah.
how did Tory Lanez even get picked up for the case in the first place?
Because the neighbors called it in and stuff. Or
All
I
right.
think people in the party
But
called it.
then she got shot. She gave a statement. The statement didn't come months later after she got on the shit like, fuck it, I'm going to go back down there to the detective. He was already arrested. He had to turn himself in for the case already.
I did think it was kind of a bullshit excuse that she was like, oh yeah, I thought that the cops might have, like, I was worried that the cops might have killed me if I admitted that I got shot in the foot. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But
Yeah.
she probably just didn't want to be a snitch in that moment. Keep in mind, this was also like prime 6ix9ine season. So
Yeah.
everybody's having that conversation.
Yeah.
She's thinking in her head, I don't want to be 6ix9ine, so I'm not going to tell the cops what happened. Then a little bit of time goes by and she realizes like, oh, all right, nobody gives a fuck. All right. I got an interview coming up after this, but another excellent show. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the ops who have made this podcast possible. Shout out to the No Jumper store returning to Melrose, 7665 Melrose. Oh, I wanted to ask you this. How do you feel? Because the history of the wall and back. When X died, we did a painting of X.
Yep.
Then you move in, you end up putting a painting of Draco right next to it.
Yep.
There's a couple of other faces that I could see us adding to it. Do you think it would be too crazy to just completely revamp it and put up a whole new mural with some of our fallen brothers?
No, you gotta keep the legendary ones, bro. That's the
You
history.
think we should keep those ones?
That's the history. It's like that's one thing over here that they don't do over there. If it's something there that's like legendary, they leave it, you know, and then they do something else. Like even like okay, the Draco shit, boom. If you say that, but the X one,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Like
Been there for
like,
5 years.
bro. When you stand there and look at it, you remember yourself standing there, being in the back of this store. You know what I mean? You remember all of them times before. It's like that shit is you can't replace that.
All right, you convinced me. But I think we got to put like Juice and Nip up there as well.
Yeah.
And
And then
there's other names. It depends on how many faces you want to put up
there's
there.
other artists, you know what I mean, make it into like a thing like that. Like, you know, Archer did one. My boy.
Shout out Archer. He's the one who did the original. Wait, he did the Draco one as well?
No, he didn't do the
Oh,
Draco
okay.
one, but I'm saying Archer did that one. My boy Downtown Mac did the other one. You know, get some more legendary artists to do this one. I got a big ass fucking picture of PNB rocking my shit into my downtown store.
Oh, really?
Fire.
Interesting. Rest in peace, PNB
Draco.
Rock,
I got
yeah.
a picture of Draco inside the store.
I can't wait. We're going to be back real soon, people. So get your asses ready. Go find some parking right now. We'll be there in like a month.
R.I.P. to the late greats too, man.
Yep. That way. Appreciate you, Brick Baby. Appreciate you, Desto Dub. It's an awful lot of cough syrup
Don't be late.
and whatnot.
And whatnot.
You dig.
We out. No Jumper. Coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram, etc. Like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and I forgot. I should probably say it somewhere else. But on the Reddit, I'm giving out 2 $500 prizes to the best Reddit posters over the course of the next week. I announced this on my Instagram story. I haven't exactly been overwhelmed by the contributions since. I'm looking for people who are going to make exciting, exhilarating threads, clipping stuff from other podcasts, asking intriguing questions, just basically making it so this could be the beginning of us kind of like having a full-time Reddit employee who basically is, you know, kind of updating the Reddit with different content and keeping that thing thriving, because it's always done well with just the fans. But it might be cool to have somebody who it's kind of their gig to, you know, initiate interesting, important conversations in there. I think it could be good to have a little bit more of that going on. So
the Redditor.
I'm gonna tap into Reddit. I've been
Brick Baby AMA
Reddit,
coming soon. Ask me anything. Are you down for the Reddit AMA?
Yeah, for sure.
Ask me anything.
100%.
I love this idea.
Let's do it.
We out. No jumper. Let's go.
Let's do it.